and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana. We say it doesn't have to be that way. By coming together, we're able to provide Louisianians access to better, more affordable care, including the best innovations in virtual care and programs for chronic conditions. To learn more, visit betterhealthforlouisiana.com.
Is it time for you to get new windows, doors, or siding? Then I have 2 pieces of advice for you. Call Tommy's Windows and get multiple quotes. Then you can compare our costs, products, and references. Go to GoTommys.com to give us a chance. We're Tommy's Windows.
Go Tommy's!
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday, February 15th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 72. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the Pelicans' win over the Washington Wizards, and we'll tell you the latest news surrounding LSU football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, indeed. What is up, everyone? February 15, 2024. The Linton season is upon us. Hope everybody's having an excellent day. The baseball season is upon us as well, and I'm so excited to chop it up with Coach Jay Johnson later on today. We'll have Coach Beth Torina on as well, following softball's spectacular weekend in Tiger Park last week. But yeah, man, we do. I think Taylor mentioned pretty much everything else, but we also got a lot of baseball talk coming your way, kind of peppered in and throughout the show. So look forward to that. The Athletic actually had a pretty good. Well, I would say one of the articles was kind of whatever, but it was a series where they sat down with a lot of the best coaches in the entire country, including Jay Johnson, and like I think about other names you might recognize, like Sarloos from TCU. They had Chris Lemonis there, Link Jarrett from Florida State, Chip Hale from Arizona. The list goes. Schlossnagle from A&M, and just asked about like the best players, best pitchers, kind of the current state of college baseball. So we gonna break that all down later on, and we got Chris Doering coming up at 7:30. So going to be a great show today. Come hang out, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Hit the like button, and let's have ourselves a Thursday. What's up, guys? How's everyone feeling today?
Doing okay today. Tomorrow around this time, I hope it's a little bit warmer outside.
I think it's supposed to be, right? I don't know. Is it good?
Because we're going to be in the elements.
It's
not we.
No, y'all will be.
I'll be in the elements.
Yeah, y'all will be in the elements. I will be flying to Florida with the Cannon, probably having a beer at the airport. So that'll be fun.
6 a.m. tomorrow is supposed to be 54 degrees.
There you go, dude. That sounds like a beautiful
What's it right now?
opening
47.
day.
Okay.
That sounds
So
like a beautiful
little
opening day.
warmer.
Is it?
I mean, it's probably going to warm up later in the day, but
Hold up now. I know the grittiest man in Louisiana radio didn't just open the opening day talk being worried about a little cold weather. Bro, you played football in Denver. You used to lead block in ISO in like -5 degrees and 7 feet of snow.
Yeah, that paid a little better, though.
Fair. Not unfair. Alondra, how we feeling today?
great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor, what about you? Shut up. I'm just kidding. How you doing?
Well, after that attack, no, I'm doing good, man. It was a fun little night. So, Nice little Valentine's
We don't need to
dinner.
know all
We did
your
a little
business.
last minute dinner.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, we did a little last
Where'd y'all
minute dinner.
go?
Well, because I was telling you, we're doing like our main Valentine's on Saturday. She just wanted to do it on the weekend, but we just went to a little Mexican restaurant and dinner. I called her and I was like, hey, let's go do something tonight.
Nothing
like, let's
wrong.
not just stay in. So we had a good little time.
I thought y'all were gonna go to Geisha.
We thought about it.
There's nothing wrong with margaritas and queso.
Yeah,
with the one that
nothing
you
at
love.
all.
You know, I mean, margaritas and queso match any occasion. So shout out.
What'd y'all do last night? Anything?
No, we did nothing. Nothing. Just kind of cleaned the house. You know,
I did the Coach Matt McMahon show.
did a lot of laundry.
That's what I did. My mom, she's so cute. She sent me crumble cookies.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
There you
She
go.
got me a little bit.
Good on mom.
She's super cute.
Yeah, I just bought. I just kind of did the. Got a couple, just like a candle, some matches. I don't know, flowers.
You can't include the matches though, can you?
Well, but they're like that. They're like the nice. The matches are actually probably the favorite part, even over the candle. It's like it's like a nice like stylish set of matches, right?
Okay.
Like it's not just like I'm not talking about just
That's
like
a red box?
No, it's not just like a red like striking box.
That you get
No.
from the restaurant?
They're like these are like quality.
Oh, those should be so good.
Like dressed up in like a glass bottle and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
I did that for
okay.
I did that for my friend for Christmas. I got her a
Yes.
candle and then I got her like a little thing and it's a little vase for the matches.
Matches are underrated gifts.
Yeah,
They're not bad to have if you're a big candle household.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. My wife loves candles,
that's
so
what I'm saying,
maybe
bro.
her birthday's coming up next week.
You gotta
Just
get
a
the
nice
little
little
vase with
stocking
it.
stuffer, dude.
Yeah.
Nice little stocking stuffer.
Yeah, yeah.
Just grab
Not the
some
main
nice
attraction.
matches. No.
But-
Just around the edges. A little sweetener, if you will. Little gift tapas. All right. We're going to start with the Pelicans, though. As last night, game got a little sketchy against that lowly Wizards team, mainly because Denny Avdija just decided to do something he's never done in his career. Avdija's career high going in last night was 25. Then he went for 43 and 14.
15.
43 and 15. Going 6 of 10 from 3. And then how about this? The Wizards as a team shoot nearly 50%. They had a franchise record 21 threes. And yet, because of 36 from Big Z, Zion Williamson, and some clutch moments from Alvarado, a couple big threes from Brandon Ingram when they were needed, CJ McCollum, the Pelicans survive and beat a bad Wizards team, making the Pelicans, winners of 3 in a row. I believe 7 of the last 8 going into this All-Star break. And I know that it's always interesting to watch the kind of dueling reactions to a game like this, where a lot of the people who maybe cover this team super in depth or are very like every, whatever. I guess the first thing that I said, like the ones who are most locked in, they seem to be a little upset. Again, I think I have the benefit of just kind of turning off my brain and watching this team from afar. And to me, it's like, okay, it's a professional team. You play a pro team that sets a franchise record with 21 threes. You manage not to blow that game. You manage to win it. You're getting good marks from me, and you're in the All-Star break on a hot streak.
Yeah, you're getting great marks from me because I live bet this thing whenever it got a little sketchy.
Oh, really?
I hammered the
hell
Pelicans.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
I was like, they ain't going to lose to the Wizards at home.
Wizards got up, 6 in the third? Is that when you did it? Nice. Yeah,
so I appreciate it. Thank you for your service there. But also, we always talk about, we've been talking about for 3 years now since we've been together, like games like this, the Pelicans would lose in years past. They just would. Bad team, you're playing really well. Here comes a bad team that should never beat you, and they beat you. And when they got down 6 in years past, they would not have won that game. They would have melted. It would have been a bad deal. At the end of the game, they would have lost by some crazy play. So for them to put it away, for them to win the game by 7, I think that shows you the continued growth of this team.
I agree. It was nice seeing, too, again, Zion Williamson, point Zion, take over, doing it off the dribble a lot this game, as he's done a ton recently. You continue to see the assist number climb while the rebounds actually go down as he completes his transformation into just a giant guard. But I love a Zion dominate night as well, because unlike most of the scorers you will see, it is always hyper efficient, right? Because everything, what do you finish, like 15 to 21?
Yep.
I think is what I read earlier. But yeah, like I said, man, this is not like Like, yes, do you need to play better than this against if you're going to beat the best teams? Yeah. Do you need to play better than this if you're going to win the playoffs? Yes. But like, to me, that's not really the point, right? This is a bit of a trap game scenario. Senioritis could have been setting in with the All-Star break and a little break sitting there on the other side. And Willie Green's message to the team before the game, AD and Joel were talking about it, was, look, you got to respect the opponent. And maybe they didn't do that the entire game, right? After they jump up by 20, it looks like they started to enter cruise control, and Object and Company kind of started to make it pay for it. But like Jake said, finding a way to reverse, get the win, and now, again, 11 games over 500 entering the All-Star break. That 11 games ties last year's high water mark. I didn't realize that. Christian Clark wrote about this, but it was December 30th last year when the Pels were on that hot streak and they're at the top of the West, and they were 11 games above 500. And of course, everything else went wrong after that. Here's to hoping that will not happen this time. Also, I think a bit of a statement, Jake, or a symbolic victory maybe, that going into the All-Star break, you have Zion Williamson healthy and dropping 36, right?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, he literally, here's his quote from after the game yesterday. Quote, "I'm excited. I haven't been available for this part of the season since my second year. Just to be available, God bless for that. I love hooping. I love competitive hooping."
Yes, I mean, all of that, because we've been waiting for him to be healthy at this portion of the season, and also like him just taking games over. Like, this team in years past has overcome a lot and made a run a couple of years ago against the Suns, and they kind of limped into that situation, but this is the most that they're thriving, I think, since Zion has been there. And now you've got everybody bought in. And you've even figured out your rotation, which was a big question mark for this team. And they have figured it out. And now, like, Jose Alvarado has found his place again, playing, 20 minutes a game. And so
he had a lot of big moments last night, too.
We were wondering, because you had so many players, like, how it was going to play out. And Jordan Hawkins at the beginning of the season looked like somebody that had to play. Well, he hasn't played as of late because you've got guys that are, making their threes, and what he gives you isn't what you need right now. What you need right now is Jose Alvarado out there on the defensive end. This team had 14 steals last night. 14. I mean, and it was everybody. Ingram has 2. Off the bench, Larry Nance has 3. Najee Marshall has 3. Jose Alvarado had 2. Even Trey Murphy had 3. I mean, so everybody knows their role with this team, and it feels like they have fully bought into that role as they move forward into the All-Star break.
Yeah, and you got a classic Alvarado come from behind steal, bringing
and
the ball
Poole was
up court,
looking for
which
him
is the
too.
best. I know.
That was the best part.
And he still got him.
I know.
It's crazy how good he is at that. It's a real skill set. And Taylor, I can see you frothing at the bit, so I'm going to let you in here in a second. But I love this quote from CJ McCollum. This is a quote, Jake, of somebody who knows what it takes in this league, who's a vet, and who's honest about how this league works. Because a lot of times you're like, whatever, we want to win all the games, et cetera. He goes, quote, "For me, it's about understanding what we have to do." Talking about the second half of the season. "Trying to win games at home, beat teams under 500, compete on the road, and continue to give ourselves a chance not to be in the play-in game." So it's pretty interesting to hear CJ McCollum basically exactly where we are in terms of the goal for this team and what they need to accomplish in order to show like real growth. And I love that formula. It's very simple, right? Hold serve at home, beat the bad teams, snag road games, and just and if you do that, there's a good chance you will avoid the play-in. So we will see. Taylor, what did you think about last night?
I thought it was great. And I saw your comment earlier about, the people who follow this team really closely are disappointed about this loss. And I've seen some of that.
This win. But yes.
Yeah. They're treating it like a loss almost.
Yes.
I think it should be viewed in the complete opposite direction. This team is now finding new ways to win. Mm-hmm. We were talking, you're finding different people to score. You're finding new ways to win. What have you been winning by? The 3-pointers and your defense.
Yeah.
You had neither one of those last night. As a matter of fact, you pretty much got beat in every category. But I always look, anytime you're like, this team shot better than you, they had a lot more free throws, but you still won the game. There's always one area that's an outlier.
Yeah.
So last night, the Wizards, they shot better from 3 than you, 46-31. They had 85% free throws. You only had 79. They had more total rebounds than you. Assists were about even. They had 22 fast break points. You only had 14. But here's the outlier. Points in the paint, Wizards 44, Pelicans 74. You outscored them by 30 in the paint.
Z, baby.
You haven't been doing that. You've been relying on the three-pointers. Now, you still had 37 off your bench, which was excellent, but the three-point shooting wasn't there. The defense wasn't there. You're still finding ways to win in different ways. So, I come out for this saying this team might be more dangerous because they're winning with threes because that's what they like to do. But even when they're off, they can still get you.
Well, and, what did they held, who'd they play in the last two games? The Grizzlies and who else? They held them, to both, under 86?
Yeah, well, their last game, it was 93-84.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You had back-to-back games where you hold NBA teams under 86 points in this era of modern basketball, and then the Wizards come in, set a franchise records for three, and to Taylor's point, you managed to win. I will say that's so funny about the points of the paint stat, because now I think about the Wizards were getting blown by everybody. It wasn't just Zion. Their ability to keep people from just blowing right by them. I mean, there's a reason why they're 9-40 or whatever they are at this point, but could not be more pleased with this Pelicans team entering the All-Star break, going into the final push of the season. Like we said, healthy, knock on wood. Hopefully that carries through. And, yeah, man, I'm just pumped. It's going to be a very exciting finish to the year. You know what's crazy? I have not looked at, I'm going to be exposed my ignorance here. So nobody come to me. I've not looked at the All-Star teams. They've been announced, I'm assuming, right?
They have been.
No Pelicans made it? Or who made it?
I haven't looked at them either. I think we're all ignorant in here.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Show of ignorance.
No.
Team ignorant.
Yeah. Team ignorant. I love it.
Well,
I got it.
Okay.
Do you want me to give
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
Give 'em.
Eastern Conference starters, Giannis. I'm not even going to, I cannot ever get him.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo. It's so much fun once you say it, though. Antetokounmpo.
Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
Damian Lillard.
Okay.
Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Reserves, Bam Adebayo.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't need the Eastern Conference
because I'm
reserves.
I
Give me
don't.
West.
Nobody cares.
Just give
West,
me the West.
LeBron James.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Luka.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Shai
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah. LeBron.
Yeah.
Why is he on there? Oh, he's the captain.
Yeah, he gets to
and
choose
then
the teams.
Jokic. So okay, yeah.
So no starters for the
No
Pelicans.
reserves either.
No reserves.
No.
Good.
You've got
Good. I love it because you know why? That's representative of why you're having so much success this year. You're a team, and you know what? Get these cats off their feet.
I don't know why you have more
No Spurs either.
reserves for the East than the West, but
Yeah.
maybe somebody's injured and can't do it. But I mean, the reserves in the West, you got Devin Booker, you got Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul
Kawhi.
George, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Anthony Towns. Pretty good reserves.
Shows you how hard it is to become an NBA All-Star. Consistent. It's something you take for granted, but it's damn near impossible. But I kind of love it, though. I kind of love this Pelicans team that has star power, but still plays selfless basketball. And like we said, it's kind of a different guy's night every night. Last night it was Big Z. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, as someone who doesn't really now I do, but never really followed the Pelicans or cared for them.
Yeah.
I am liking this team a lot.
So
but I'm a fan of BI. I really like BI, and I always liked CJ McCollum, from when he was at Portland.
They are I've always thought of them as the island of misfit boys.
Yeah,
right? They're all
I like
kind
that.
of cast-offs.
Yeah.
Cast-offs from their respective old franchises, and now they've come together under this young head coach to try to build something special.
Yeah,
and,
I like that.
It's a really good job by David Griffin and Trajan Langdon putting this squad together. 11 games over 500. Still got to kind of pinch yourself. That's the case. All right. Anything else on the Pels before we move on, guys? Going once, going twice. Time for the All-Star break. When we get back, let's there's a little tidbit of LSU news to get to. You're going to see some of your favorite athletes in a Amazon documentary. And then we have Chris Doran coming up at 7:30. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Oh, man, Damian Woody says, whatever. I'm not going to get distracted. CentralPlumbing.org. Look, Central Plumbing is hiring now, and they have immediate opening. So if you want top bennies, top wages, I should say, and full bennies, if you're a licensed plumber already, well, guess what? Get in touch with them. 925-8552. Send your resume to jay@centralplumbing.org. That's jay@centralplumbing.org. If you're an apprentice, well, guess what, Jake? They have a great apprenticeship school that can help you finish out your journey. And again, bennies, top wages, Central Plumbing, the experts, centralplumbing.org.
225-925-8552 is the number. And just like we tell you every single day, 24/7, 365, does not matter. When you have a problem, they're going to come out and they're going to fix that problem right there on the spot. Go to the website today to find more information on what they can do in the remodel game as well, centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
The best.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR. We are 1 day away from opening day at the box. We will have your full season preview and prediction for the defending champs. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. I'm getting in the chat right now. I haven't been in there yet. Please hit the like button. Share it with your friends, guys, and girls. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you had an excellent Valentine's Day yesterday. Adam Field says, T-Bob, should we be pinching ourselves? It seems like 33-22 is exactly where this team should be. I mean, again, it's just something I'm not used to seeing, right? Like 11 games above 500 was where they were last year when it seemed like everything was, well, whatever. I mean, you when they were like third in the West and everything else. I just, I guess I see what you're saying. If you look at the talent on the team and everything else, and you want to hold them to a very like objective analysis, then yes, this is where this team should slot in, right? But I'm just used to seeing a franchise that has bumbled and stumbled and tripped and fallen. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited. If everybody wants to be upset, like, I don't know, dude. I'm not.
You look at it, you are tied with the Phoenix Suns right now. You have a better record than the Mavericks, the Kings, the Lakers, and the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's okay to be excited about the Pelicans.
Feels good to me, dude.
And you're not even far off from, like, the other teams ahead of you. Denver's only 3 games ahead of you. LA's only, the Clippers are only 3 games ahead of you. Oklahoma City and Minnesota, who are surprises to that, to be 1 and 2, you're only 5.5 games out of the top seed in the West.
Yeah.
So,
So if you want, you can all. Everybody's allowed to feel about this team how they want to feel, but nobody can really get me down. I've been really loving and enjoying this year, and I cannot wait for the finish here. All right. LSU football in the news. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but LSU football earlier this offseason, back in January, lost their director of player personnel, Will Redmond, to Auburn. Auburn hires him to be their general manager. Actually signed him to a multi-year contract, Jake. They also lost Jeremiah Bogan and Mike Ferrara, who also became GMs at other schools. Yesterday they filled that player personnel director position as Preston Tiffany was hired away from Ole Miss. So much like the NFL, you are now seeing incestuous front office dancing between the SEC. I mean, look, it seems like a very good deal, right? Preston Tiffany has been one of the key players in creating the transfer portal success and kind of roster revitalization that has taken place in Oxford. And so you hire a guy like that, and it seems like and look, Will Redmond was a beast. I don't know what goes into this, but footballscoop.com had Redmond as their player personnel director of the year.
All right.
Yeah, for 22, right? So, like, he was obviously very good. Now he's a GM. But I think, like, okay, so the names I don't expect anybody to care about. I think the big picture takeaway is what we've kind of talked about a few times here recently, which is you're seeing legitimate front offices be created for now college football programs. Meaning, if you love, this is one takeaway, but if you love college athletics or whatever, like, that's now a legitimate and viable career path. Like being like, I want to be a GM of a college football team. Well, that's something that like actually exists now and you can go do.
Brandon Harris at UT.
Yeah, Brandon Harris.
They made that position for him.
They got Ole Miss actually just hired away another guy, Billy Glasscock, from Texas to be their GM. So shout out Glasscock. Getting in there. Michigan just hired a GM to help consolidate their NIL efforts. So Sharon Moore realizing, I'm probably going to have to do more on that front than Jim Harbaugh did. Does LSU actually have a GM, though? Because I thought it was going to be Austin Thomas, but his official title is Senior Associate AD for Football Administration, which has some very Dwight Schrute energy to it.
He was the GM before he left.
Like, before he left, yeah.
He was like one of the first ones in the country to have that title.
Yeah.
When he was at LSU, I think the second time. So
Senior Associate Athletic Director for Football Administration.
Yeah. So that's this is the second person.
Put that on an office door.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sadfa.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Billy Glasscock, huh?
Getting all up in there.
That's not a joke. That's the name. I did I crack a smile when I read it? Yeah, I'm human. What of it? It's a funny name.
This is the second person you've taken away from Ole Miss in the offseason, and they put together a really nice roster through the transfer portal. So you add some guys that have experience in the portal. And Brian Kelly told me at the Senior Bowl they don't want to build this team through the portal, but they certainly want to supplement it through the portal. And they're doing massive things in high school recruiting. And so if you can bring some people in that do understand how to navigate the portal, and it's 4 to 6 players a year, whatever that number might be, like, you have to do it. You have to add some players to the portal every single year. It doesn't have to be wholesale changes, but you have to add somebody or you'll be Clemson.
Yeah, and I think and again, it's Preston Tiffany was doing it through the portal at Ole Miss, but like Jake's talking about, like, his responsibilities would not be the same here. Like his okay, so I mean, look, people are saying functionally Austin Thomas is the GM. I was just wondering if he had the official title. But either way, both of them, Preston Tiffany and Austin Thomas, like, goal number one has to be keeping the 25 class together.
Yes.
Even more so than portal, although certainly interior defensive lineman will take anybody that can start. They can give you reps, but some LSU football news. All right, let's go ahead and go to break because we got Chris Doering coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Coleman Roof, ColemanRoof.com. Go check them out today. Coleman Roofing and Construction. You want the most complete roofing company in Louisiana. You want the place that can literally rebuild your home, interior and exterior, like in all this recent storms. You got some water damage or whatever. Well, not only will they come fix the roof itself, right? But drywall, insulation, any damage, they got you. Tree falls in the house, they rebuild it. They service all Louisiana, the entire Gulf South region. Commercial, residential. They do all the sizes of projects. They install all the different types of roofs. Integrity, quality, innovation. Coleman Roof.
Go to ColemanRoof.com, like T-Bob said. Residential, commercial, anything that you have as far as a leak, or maybe you need new shingles, like whatever it is. If you need a completely brand new roof, they can certainly handle that, but also the construction services, outdoor kitchens, remodels, renovations, they can do that as well. Go to the website today, ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
And 3 and 2 and 1. And when I'm on the mic, the suckers run.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. And right now, it's time to talk to our favorite Florida Gator. Talking about my guy, Chris Doring. Chris, what's up, dog? What's up, CD?
Good morning, man. I missed your birthday the other day, didn't I, bro?
You did. I would not expect you to remember, but thank you. That's very kind.
Well, other people remember birthdays.
No,
You're just
dude.
really bad
well,
at
exactly, but that's what I'm saying. So, because I'm bad at it, I hold no one else to it. Like, I don't give a damn about birthdays.
Wow.
Well, I saw it on social media after it had passed, and then I felt like a douche for not texting. I figured.
See, you may be a douche, but that's just the Gainesville in you. It's not because you didn't forget my birthday.
CD's birthday is May 19th.
Hell yeah, dude. Happy birthday.
Wow, look at my guy. I love that.
I'm a big birthday guy.
Jake's like the Rain Man of birthdays. Yeah. He's just over here making everyone else feel like ungrateful and unthoughtful for not knowing.
Birthday savant, big thick fingers, and a giant ass. Man. That's like
all those things are true. All those things are factual.
My guy nailed it, dude. To a T. CD, what are we talking to you about today?
I don't know. You guys called me. I have no idea. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I think T-Bob would ask a question. Like, hey, what are you going to talk about?
No, I'm just kidding because you and Jake lined this up. I thought I didn't know.
No, we're just talking football.
Okay,
I
didn't know, dude. I know.
Maybe we were going to like football. I'll go ahead.
Hess texted me the other day on Tuesday and asked me to come on Wednesday. I couldn't do it because I had my show yesterday. So I thought we were going to talk Florida LSU, but evidently that's not a conversation.
Why have they played some?
Men's basketball.
Men's basketball. That's a club sport.
Well, that was that actually was the angle, but then you couldn't do it. Then I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. We can still have CD on to talk SEC football. By God,
sure.
I agree. Yeah. How about I'm just having a little fun. How about old how's it looking down in Gainesville? How's our guy Black Spot Billy doing, dude?
He's under a little bit of pressure, man. I obviously, this is a really challenging schedule coming up next year with what Florida adds in the conference schedule and having to play Miami as an opener and obviously Florida State, UCF. So it's going to be a challenge, but man, the pressure is high as it is right now. But I think, that Miami game is going to be massive for both those coaches. I mean, Mario Cristobal, I think, is under a little bit of pressure down there in South Florida as well. So, it's one that they could definitely take some of the heat off with a big win. But, I just look at where they were this year and what the schedule presents next year. You could be a better team. And Florida has a ton of production coming back, even though they lost a lot in the portal. You're talking about the fourth most production returning in the conference next year. But it's going to be tough for me to see them improving much in terms of wins. So if you can get to a bowl game, I think it's a good year.
Have you showed anybody else the Piper Perry meme that I showed you to explain Florida's season?
I did not show that to anybody. No,
okay.
No, I appreciate that. That was fun, though. I enjoyed being on that show with you and Aaron.
Oh, that show, yeah. Thanks for remembering the name, dude. How thoughtful.
Who would forget the name of somebody's show?
I'm kidding. I did that to Jake one time. Again, the Glass House is over here, guys. I'm just chilling out. How about old Jack Caglione? Real talk, though. The Athletic does have a badass sit-down with a bunch of the best college coaches in the entire country. I don't know how much you like college baseball,
he loves
CD.
It. No, him and Sully are boys, yeah.
And it's crazy because all these elite coaches, they were asked about the best player in the country, like hitter, fielder, and Caglione's name was the most mentioned. Then they asked about the best pitcher, and he was the second most mentioned player. How hyped are Gator fans for some Caglione?
Well, first and foremost, we had Jay Johnson on our show 2 days ago, and I got up to go grab my LSU jerseys, which I have here from the bet that I had to pay off to Peter Burns. And while I was gone, I guess he and Dari were talking, and when we came back on, Dari made him say that, repeat it when I was on the air, and he said that growing up that I was one of his favorite. He was a football player. His father coached high school football, and that I was one of his favorite players growing up, which is you guys haven't gotten there yet, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's great that they love you. Yeah, but bad because you're older than them, and that they're talking from the perspective of being a kid when you were playing. So that was tough. But I had a great interview with Jay. I have a lot of respect for him. You brought Caglione's name up. Most people in Gainesville remember that Game 3 of the College World Series championship. Where he was on the mound and he had been really inconsistent, with some of his accuracy, and I think that's the biggest thing. He's a great hitter. He can give you some really good outings, but at times, when the heat is on, he has trouble locating. So I think that it's going to be a great season for Florida. You look at the SEC as a whole. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 teams that you can make an argument for, including Florida and LSU, Tennessee in that mix, that could be vying for a national championship. And hopefully the SEC will keep that 3-game national title streak alive this year.
CD, definitely want to get a football question in here with you before we let you go. Ryan Grubb goes from Alabama to the Seattle Seahawks, and Alabama has just, massive losses this offseason. We're not used to seeing that, and you probably felt like it was going to come whenever Nick Saban did retire. And Kalen DeBoer is a hell of a football coach, but, you're losing players. Now you lose your right-hand man. Ryan Grubb's been at 4 different spots with Kalen DeBoer. It just doesn't feel like a normal offseason, certainly for Alabama. And, CD, I'm not sure that there's anybody out there that you could replace Ryan Grubb with that would be as good as Ryan Grubb.
Yeah, that's an issue in and of itself. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer being an offensive-minded guy, hopefully he can maybe compensate for what you lose. But I thought they accumulated one of the best staffs around. I know you're high on Kane Womack as I am, and we got a chance to talk to him when we were in Mobile a couple weeks ago. Just an accumulation of really talented coaches that have great resumes that have all coached with one another at one stop or another. So, it'll be tough to replace him. But I think the thing that bothers me more than anything is the way that Ryan Grubb departed. Waiting until after the transfer portal had closed up and waiting until everybody was kind of locked in before deciding to make that announcement that he was leaving. It very similar to what happened down here in Florida. Florida went out and got a new strength coach. I talked to a bunch of different guys around the program and was talking about the impact that he was having and the size difference in some of the players already, the confidence. And then, less than 5 weeks in, he announces that he's leaving to go with Bill O'Brien to Boston College. And so we're asking players to be more loyal and to stay around and to honor their commitments. But yet, it's long been the coaches that have set the example on how that goes. And so how are we going to ask those guys to do something that the coaches themselves aren't asked to do?
I agree. I think the deal, what do y'all think about this, CD? Because to me also, the Grubb thing, I agree that the timing's a little, if I was a player, I feel a little hoodwinked potentially. But to me, why Grubb leaving maybe represents like a bit more than just a normal OC leaving is that him and DeBoer have been a tag team at every spot nearly, right? Yeah. Like they were together at Sioux Falls. They were together at Fresno. They were together at Washington. There was one other spot. Indiana. I think they were together as well. So CD, it's less like losing just like, it's not like when Nick Saban just churns through coordinators year in and year out because they're getting other jobs. Like this is like losing your brother a little bit, like your tag partner.
Somebody you trust.
Especially when you're going in to take on such a massive task like coaching Alabama, you want to have, the comfort of those that you trust the most around. And sometimes you wonder, was it the head coach or was it more the coordinators? And so I guess we'll find out here. I think they have to have some patience in letting, the new staff come in and take over. But I have been really impressed with Kalen DeBoer and what he's been willing to take on. There's not a lot of people I think that would have volunteered to follow in the footsteps of Nick Saban. And so I have I know you guys down there don't necessarily have much love for Alabama, but I definitely am looking forward to see what Kalen DeBoer can do.
No, that's the great irony. I was the DeBoer champion for like the last 2 years, and then he stabs me in the back. No, hey, real quick, CD, like 30 seconds, then we're going to let you go. Is it possible for DeBoer to call plays and also be the CEO of the behemoth that is Alabama?
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that because that's been the talk down here in Gainesville for a while now. Billy Napier still continuing to call plays, kind of in some fans' eyes, stubbornly not able. They're willing to go out and hire a coordinator to call plays, take that off his plate. You talk to some of these coaches, and I talked to Chiz about this. One of the hardest things that you have to do is manage the program there, and as a CEO of that big business, you get pulled in a lot of different directions. So, especially at Alabama, I'd like to think that maybe he can do it. I played for one of the greatest head coaches / play callers in the history of college football, and Coach Spurrier. Yeah. That was a different era, though. So I'm interested to see if Kalen can pull it off.
Chris Doering, the legend. Catch him all over the SEC network constantly. You catch him with pregame in the SEC with Jake as well. CD, thank you so much. You have a great morning, man.
Yeah, love you, boys. See ya. Bye.
Later, man. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking a lot about, because obviously the whole Ryan Day news cycle and Chip Kelly proves that right now being a head coach of a college football program is less about the actual football than it's ever been. Like, you would almost be better off hiring like an actual Fortune 500 CEO and having that guy like hire like football minds underneath you, right? And so is it possible for Kalen DeBoer to do everything he needs to do at Alabama and call plays? I don't know.
It's when I looked at the UCLA job the day that you were out, we talked about this. They hired Deshaun Foster. And initially when I heard that, I'm like, never been a play caller, never been a head coach. He gets UCLA's job in the biggest moment of their history, moving to the Big Ten. And then you start to take a look at it and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's for fundraising and recruiting.
Exactly.
Because you don't, he knows football. He's been an assistant there, but he's in the Hall of Fame there. I mean, he is one of the better players to play at UCLA. He's got a name there. And so, the X's and O's, as far as a head coach, again, you know your stuff, but it's one of the least important things
you don't have to be,
the resume now.
I agree. Like the CEO model of Ed Ogeron was just a little ahead of the curve. It just, you have to be able, now, if you keep losing guys, you have to be able to hire well. But
that's the thing too. You've got to have some badass coordinators too, if you want to have the success at the very top. But even UCLA's athletic director, he's like, fundraising and recruiting was the first two things that he mentioned.
Makes sense. And fostered an actual passion for the program and the glory days of UCLA. All right, when we get back, closing out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Look, go to the website today, and you can actually schedule your service ahead of time at the excellent All-Star Toyota Service Center. All makes and models welcome, okay? If you get in an accident, insurance claims are welcome, so bring it in. Right there of an airline in Goodwood, very conveniently located, free professional estimate, excellent lines of communication, shuttle service, rental cars, and you mentioned OTB, you mentioned T-Bob, you mentioned Jake, you get $100 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.com.
Go to that website today to find your new vehicle or find maybe a vehicle that you want to lease, or you can find a rental, per day rental prices, and everything is available. Certainly if you're buying new, everything's available, but if you're leasing or if you are renting, everything, no matter what you need. So sedan, hybrid, midsize, full-size SUV, van, truck, they've got you covered. Check it out all online, allstartoyota.com, allstartoyota.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 11:30 The Tiger.
Got a big hour 2 coming up here on OTB. Going to talk to Coach Beth Torina to open it, then Coach Jay Johnson after that. Excited to break it down with both. Yesterday, it's announced that Thatcher Hurd going to get the ball on a Friday afternoon, not Friday night, here early on in the season. But Friday afternoon, first pitch at 2 o'clock against VMI. Do y'all want to do another like True Circle thing? Does anybody know what VMI stands for? I just keep
Virginia
hearing
Military
VMI. Okay.
Institution?
Yeah, that checks out. I mean, matches the letters, certainly.
I think that's what it is.
Maybe Institute?
Yeah, something like that.
But it'll be 2 p.m. against VMI. Thatcher Hurd on Friday. Luke Holman on Saturday. And then with the other 2 games, just kind of figure it out as it goes along.
Virginia Military Institute.
Hell yeah, dude. So I mentioned that article in The Athletic. There's a series of articles. Some of them are more interesting than others, but it was kind of fun to kind of acquaint yourself with college baseball. And I was blown away, as most of the coaches had Jack Caglione as the best player, and then also maybe the best pitcher. Luke Holman did get a shout out there. Brody Brecht, old boy from Iowa that LSU's all too used to. What was that, 2 years ago now? Or was that last year when you ran into him? Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, dude, that was 105. Hagen Smith from Arkansas got some love. Another name that you'll recognize. Did y'all know that Chase Burns transferred?
Wake Forest?
Yeah, he's not at Tennessee anymore.
Yeah, I forgot that. I did not. That's a bad look, right?
Well, so he left it. Yeah, he left to be a starting
Okay.
pitcher because a lot of people were like, "Oh, LSU's going to look at him." Jay wanted him in the back of the bullpen as well. So he goes to Wake Forest, adds to that rotation, which is why they're preseason number 1.
There is Tommy White was also obviously mentioned in best players in the country.
Tommy.
But here's a name to watch out for that you're probably not going to see that much this year, but was second most talked about to Caglione, and that's J.J. Weatherholt from WVU. Again, West Virginia. I don't know how much you're going to run into him as an LSU fan or pay attention to him, but I was just kind of taken aback by how much J.G. Weatherholt was mentioned. So
First off, all name team for sure. J.J. Weatherholt. Oh, come on, that's a good name.
I don't love it. I could leave it. It's a unique name.
Yeah.
I've never seen the last name of Weatherholt, but it's not.
He definitely deals with trust funds.
It feels like a wealthy name.
I
No
like
doubt.
a unique last name along like Weatherholt, and then I love the JJ in front. I love like either the short and the long, like either way.
I mean, for me, it's Jack Caglione.
I mean, that's a good
wins
name.
this competition. I mean, that's hey, Jack Caglione. I think I was saying Caglianone the first time I ever tried to pronounce it. But yeah, I'm getting hyped up for some LSU baseball. Excited to talk to Jay Johnson about this upcoming weekend in the box. There's a fan fest going down at 11 a.m. So OTB is going to be out there. You want to go see Jake brave the elements. You can go holla at him, and then about an hour after the show, Fan Fest is going to open up. That's going to run all the way up until the gate or until first pitch at 2:00. So it's going to be a fantastic day at the box tomorrow, dude.
I am looking forward to it. Caglione is somebody, though, like you look at, and CD just mentioned it. Obviously, like that was some walks last year on the mound. Remember, like kind of Paul Skeens and the hitter that he was at Air Force. He comes to LSU, and he was a two-way player at Air Force, and it's like, hey, we're going to concentrate on just pitching. Like you're only going to be a pitcher, and certainly it was not only his best year pitching, one of the best years we've ever seen on the mound in college baseball. Like I wonder if they have ever had those conversations at Florida, or he's so valuable on both. Like you just have to live with some of the inconsistency that he has on the mound with walking guys.
I was a little surprised to see CD bring it that direction, right? I felt like I was just kind of lobbing him a softball to be like Caglione was awesome, and he was basically like, yeah, he's good, but he kind of blew that natty.
He's not wrong, though.
Yeah.
No,
He's really not wrong. Yeah.
He's
You
not.
know
He's
CD,
not.
though. CD is not like the homer like that. Like he'll tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, no, you just celebrate. You know, if you're a Florida fan, what do you have better going on right now than Jack Caglione?
You got the college Shohei.
Jean shorts.
Exactly. Nothing. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2024.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com Or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 15th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 72. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll be joined by Beth Torina at 8 a.m. and Coach Jay Johnson at 8:30. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Hour 2 of OTB, and every single Thursday during softball season, we are blessed to kick it off with Coach Beth Torina, who I believe right now is in Florida for the Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. Going to be a hell of a weekend. It kicks off today. It goes through Saturday. A lot of ranked teams, a few top 10 teams in the mix. We'll get into all of that. Coach Torina, what's going on? How we feeling?
We're feeling great. How are you?
Doing excellent. Excited, and partially because I can't really have fathomed a stronger start out of the softball program than what y'all did last week at the Tiger Classic, holding down in Tiger Park. In case y'all missed it, guys, 5 consecutive complete game shutouts to open up the season. Held opponents to a 112 batting average over 29 innings, 29 Ks in those 29 innings. It's the first time since 2000, nearly a quarter of a century. And that 5-game shutout streak to start a season has been accomplished. Coach really could not have started any better defensively or on the mound.
You missed my favorite part, my favorite stat.
What's
There's
that?
5 different pitchers.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 different complete games from 5 different pitchers. I mean, just a perfect start to the year.
It was. I think if there were questions about the depth of the staff, it was really nice. You know, I mean, we know what Sid Berzon can do. Kelly Lynch, I think you guys are all learning what she can do. And Ray Chapin, of course, has been a mainstay for us. But so cool to see Emma Stroud and Emily Casanova come out and do that as well. It was a really, really fun weekend for them.
Also, like, you have Allie Kilponen for so long there, Coach, and she was so dominant, such a big piece of what y'all did. Like, there's always going to be questions when you lose a player like that, if anybody can step up, and certainly they're on opening weekend, and I know it's a long season, but that's also nice to see that after having someone there for so long, that players, once they get their opportunity, they can go out there and be successful.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she was, just the heart and soul of us for the last 4 years. So it was cool to see them step up. And, Sid Berzon is now a really great leader for us. I mean, she's got such special tools and pitches. she was really able to just set the tone for the weekend in the Nichols game, and the rest of them just took off from there.
Yeah, and I mean, another name that LSU fans are all too familiar with that had a fantastic weekend in all regards was Taylor Pleasance. I mean, got to be in the conversation for best shortstop in the entire country. She has 2 home runs, 10 ribbies, a team-high 9 assists, 8 putouts. Taylor Pleasance just seems like she was doing it all.
She really is one of the best in the country. She's the best shortstop in the country in my book for sure. And I'll put her up against anyone. But to see her go out and just be healthy and strong and have that kind of offensive performance was really, really great for the team.
Coach, there's going to be challenges obviously down there in Florida with some of the teams that you're playing against, but also like some early start times. It's not something that y'all haven't done before. I know this is an event that y'all go to all the time, but how as a coach do you handle maybe some of those different situations that pop up, like having a game at 9:30 a.m.?
Well, last time we came, we got in at 5 o'clock in the morning for like a 10 a.m. start. We had some serious travel issues. So smooth sailing last night, got to the hotel. Everybody got fed. So we're in much better shape already. So the ones that remember that trip are already feeling great about anything that comes our way.
So Georgia Tech today at 1 p.m. Then the first ranked team y'all face is going to be Northwestern tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then a massive, massive doubleheader coming up on Saturday with a couple top 10 teams on the docket in Oklahoma State and Washington. Coach, when it comes to a tournament setting like this, and you like, what's the balance of game planning for opponent and just kind of we just got to play our game and let the chips fall where they may?
Well, I think as a coaching staff, we're preparing for our opponent, right? Like, we're out there trying to figure out what there's going to be thrown at us, how to get different hitters out. Like, I think that's our job. But I feel so confident about our team that if they just play their best game, they're going to play with anybody in the country. So they truly don't have to gimmick or trick or, have some kind of alter plan. They can just be themselves, and themselves is good enough to beat just about anybody out there, in my opinion.
So, Coach, obviously a lot of success in opening weekend, but I know you and I know how you prepare and get ready for things. What's something that you want to see your team improve on here this week in Florida?
I think just the raised competition is going to show us a lot about ourselves, honestly. Yeah. I think we're just going to have to compete a little bit better. I think we're not going to be able to give pitches away. We're not going to be able to make mistakes. We won't get away with any of that stuff here. So I think just the raised level of competition is going to show us a lot of things about ourselves. So it's going to be fun. It's a great opportunity for our program.
What do Oklahoma State and Washington do so well when you've kind of been scouting them out and watching them on film to have them both ranked in the top 10 here?
Well, the difference in them and us is they both are pretty revamped from last year. 2 really different lineups and different looks. So, although we have transfers from both schools on our team, like, they feel like they're playing people they don't know, right? Because those 2 lineups had a ton of turnover. So they both returned 2 really, really talented arms. I would say that's where they have the biggest returning, presence, is they both return 2 really, really good arms. They both throw 70-plus miles an hour and, are super competitive. So that's where we'll have our work cut out for us with them.
T-Bob, so basically Coach was trying to, segregate and trying to, like, get all the information she possibly could out of the former players. It's a good strategy, Coach.
We've done it all. I mean, we'll social media dive you if you're a freshman and see what you posted about your swing back in 2021 or whatever. So we'll find you.
Coach, any superstitions at play today? I know that have you created any new ones yet this year, given the scoreless streak? Are we doing anything trying to keep that alive?
Well, it did cross my mind. I got some new pens and some new stuff, and I'm like, but can I really get these out today? I think we need to just go with what we know. Just had a staff group text about what we're wearing today. I'm like, well, obviously we're wearing the purple when they wear the purple because that's what we did last week. So just go with it, right?
Hell yeah. So going down this weekend, it's going to be a ton of great softball. The Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. And then next weekend, going to be back at Tiger Park for the Tiger Classic. Boise State and Houston coming to town. Coach, best of luck this weekend. Very excited to just watch it all and break it down and watch a bunch of ranked teams do battle in the Sunshine State. Thank you for making some time for us this morning.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate the support.
And I missed it. They actually, I missed Minnesota being there as well. That's on me. They're gonna square up with Minnesota on Sunday. Yeah. But Saturday is the big day.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 top 10 teams. I do kind of like the climb though, right? A Georgia Tech team, 3-3, kind of whatever. You should handle that. Then you get Northwestern, who's 22nd, so top 25 team, clear step up from everybody else you played thus far, and then you get into Oklahoma State and Washington, who are anywhere from like 5 to 8.
Anybody want to guess how many SEC softball teams currently in the top 25?
8.
I was about to say 8 as well.
Alondra?
Yeah, it's a good guess.
11.
Damn.
Dang.
That
Okay.
was actually my second guess.
11.
Fun fact.
And that's not counting like Texas or Oklahoma, right?
That's not counting those
So
two. So
11.
technically it could be
Oklahoma's-
13.
yeah.
I mean, you've got Tennessee at number 2. You've got Georgia at 4. You've got Alabama at 11, LSU at 12, Arkansas at 13, Missouri at 15, Kentucky at 18, Florida at 19, South Carolina at 21, Auburn at 24, A&M at 25. Whew.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fun fact, and maybe we should look out for this a little bit. Kalen DeBoer's daughter just committed to Washington softball.
Oh,
so
no way.
Maybe she'll be coming to Alabama. She's going to be a freshman next year, but she signed.
Or maybe she's like,
in the
hey,
fall.
Dad,
She's like,
I'm
nah,
not
I
coming
liked
to
it here.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
I'm living
she's
in
like, I
Seattle.
liked it
Maybe.
here, dude.
Yeah.
Her and Ryan Grubb both. They were like, we're staying.
And Huff. Don't forget Scott
Yeah.
Huff as well, the O-line coach, who'd been at Washington for 7 years, with DeBoer for the last couple. But he spent, he too had a cup of coffee in Tuscaloosa before being like, get me to the league,
Right.
please. All right, when we get back, Coach Jay Johnson, keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Look, here on Off the Bench, we love teaming up with local business, okay? And if you are in Ascension Parish or in Livingston Parish, this is, you need to listen up. You want Trash Rangers, okay? They're from Louisiana. What that means is, unlike these national trash companies to which you are nothing, you are just another name on the docket. These national trash companies, they keep the trash here in Louisiana but take the profits out of state. Unlike all that, Trash Rangers actually cares, okay? And so when you see the red cans, you see the red trucks, understand that money, it goes back into your communities, your churches, your little leagues, all that sort of stuff. And it's incredibly easy, guys. You go to trashsignup.com, and in just 3 minutes, you get prices, your cans, your pickup days. You can pay online. They text you ahead of time. Trashsignup.com, Trash Rangers.
225-401-0838. 225-401-0838. Call them today. Set it up. TrashRangersLLC.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like Vans custom.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTP. Shout out Coach Torina for coming on right now. Right here at opening day, it's time to talk to the man himself. We do it every Thursday during baseball season. I'm so excited to crank it back up. This man's busy 24/7, so we can't thank him enough for making time for us, and that is head coach Jay Johnson. Coach, happy baseball eve. How we feeling?
It's time. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. It's I think that's pretty much how the entire state and country feels right now. I was reading a great athletic article this morning with you and a bunch of other major head coaches just talking about like names to look out for and everything, and it was just it was juicing me up, Coach. But announced yesterday during your presser that Thatcher Hurd going to get the Friday night start. I know you answered it there, but so I apologize. But for our audience, what went into Hurd earning that first crack at it?
Yeah, I think several things. I think the way he finished last year, I mean, he threw 12 innings in Omaha and gave up 3 runs against the #1 and #2 teams in the country. I think if you look at the regional appearance against Oregon State, that's about as good a game as anybody pitched last year, maybe outside of Paul Skeens. The 12 strikeouts in that rain delay game, 100 pitches. And then if you back up from there, he had a great start against South Carolina, who's another super regional team. And then if you back up from there, great outing at Georgia. So I felt like he finished the year as a pitcher you would want to lead with. And then I thought he improved. I thought he did a great job with his body. I think that he did an excellent job in the off season as far as, continuing to build strength. He's very talented and he takes his craft very seriously. So, a lot of that, he was pretty consistent with his performance. Had a little bit of a hiccup last week, but if you give me 8 times to see the same guy, I'm going to figure him out for our hitters eventually, and we finally did. So excited to get him back on our side.
And not to belabor the Hurd point here, Coach, but it was such an interesting kind of a character arc for him last year, where he comes in with all the expectation in the world, and then the initial struggles kind of led us on the outside to just completely writing him off, right? Like, he's just not going to get it. He's not going to figure it out. It is what it is. Did y'all, you talk about improving over the offseason. Did what clicked last year? Is there anything that's like visceral or very easy to see in terms of what eventually got it going that you could then try to build on over this offseason?
Yeah, I think, he had very good control of himself at the end of last year. And, to pitch on Friday at any point, you have to have that. I always feel like as a closer or the Friday starter, you have to be in control of yourself. And that's what I saw. And I think we have several guys that have that quality. So we'll start out with Thatcher, on Friday. And I am excited to get him out there. I think, he pitched in the most important game on the schedule in college baseball and handled himself like a champ. And maybe even more importantly, after a little bit of adversity with a 2-run homer in the first inning. And so this team, it's going to be all about, maturing and growing. And I think he's in a good position right now and really excited that he's back for a second year.
Coach, obviously going to opening weekend with a plan of who's going to be starters and what the rotation is going to look like. But obviously, with a team like you have, it has that many talented players, like you want to get a look at multiple players. So what are those conversations like with your assistant coaches, like when to maybe pinch hit somebody or bring somebody out of the bullpen because maybe the game situation doesn't dictate it, but you're like, hey, I want to see how this player handles the pressure here in opening weekend?
Yeah, there's some of that. I think I try to keep it simple of like, what do we need to do to win the game today?
Yeah.
And that's been a good formula. And then, have a little bigger picture scope of maybe where we're headed and try to accomplish a little bit of that while you're just winning the game. I think on the outside, you wouldn't look at it any differently, but baseball games are much different than football and basketball and in a non-conference schedule. All it takes is, a pitcher to throw a great game or them to make a couple of unbelievable defensive plays, or you hit the ball hard right at people a few times, and next thing you know, you're in a tough ball game. And something I've always prided myself on is trying to play well in games that we should, whatever that means, and just focus on the play. I will look to opportunities to find things out, because one of the best parts of the last 3 weeks is some really good young players that are different players than they were in the fall. I pride myself on putting a good development structure for them. So there's a few more guys we would like to see. So we'll take it game by game and try to master that, win every game you can with trying to find out what your best team is and get guys opportunities. So I'll be looking to do that, but not overthink it at the same time, if that makes sense.
Well, and so Jake kind of asked from the coach's perspective, what's your message to the team at this point, right? Where you're exiting, you go through the entire offseason, season's about to begin. You're going to have some guys that maybe thought, that they would be penciled in as a starter, or some guys who thought that, okay, I'm going to get this, and now maybe they're not. What is the message? Is it something like, look, we're still figuring this thing out. You just worry about you, go try to do whatever you can, and then it'll everything will happen the way that it happens. What's your message to them in terms of not getting discouraged exiting this offseason?
Well, it's communication. And so there's a message to the team, which is, this is the time of the year where, our deal of I will always place the needs of the team above my own. That's not a saying here.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we roll. So you start there. Secondly, it's communication. I met with everybody on the team for 5 minutes this week of just this is where we're at today. And that means this is where we're at today. Saturday, literally Saturday could be something completely different. And there will be, some things that are different. And so I think it's just communication. And we have, good player leadership. And I think them understanding a couple things, of making sure we're always placing the needs of the team above our own individually, being, mentally strong, because there's thunderbolts coming. I mean, nobody likes to hear that, but it's the truth. And how you handle those individually and collectively and respond to them, that's going to dictate, your success or failure. And so mindset every day, and being a good teammate is part of that. And then being ready for your opportunity, because, the emotional response is like, oh, I'm not in there, poor me, or I listen to somebody on the outside. Well, two things are happening. Number one, you're not ready when your opportunity comes because you're focused on the wrong things. And then you're kind of disrespecting the players that happen to be in there that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't subscribe to that.
Does it help in that now that I'm hearing you talk about this, having guys like Milazzo and Travinsky, I mean, guys that would have been in this exact position last year, kind of watching a young guy come up, all of a sudden they're losing some reps, but eventually those season, like you said, adversity, it rubber bands back to them and they were ready. Does it help having upperclassmen able to kind of sell that message to the players?
100%. I think I would almost take it as a sign of disrespect if I was like Alex or Hayden and somebody wasn't on that page that they were on last year. Because, hey, man, I was there and I handled it the right way and I played the best baseball of my life, which is true in both of their cases when they got their opportunity. So they're the model, And they've provided great leadership in that regard. I mean, a guy like Josh Pearson, played pretty much every day as a freshman, and he was in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, true.
And so you're talking about key players on this team have emulated exactly what you and I are talking about and done it phenomenally. And I think we have some pretty good buy-in on that regard. And then we just try to communicate. Like, there's 4 freshmen that played outstanding baseball these last 3 weeks that I couldn't be more excited about, but it doesn't mean they're running out there tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's LSU baseball, Alabama football. There's a part of that where, you develop into an everyday player here. Very few come in like Dylan Cruz, and it's just like, hey, one, getting second, let's go,
You mentioned Josh Pearson there. I want to ask you about him, Coach, moving from the outfield to second base, and it's got a lot of Gavin Dugas vibes of doing whatever the team needs you to do. It might not be your natural position, but the work that he's going to put in to be the best second baseman that he possibly can be. How has that gone so far in this offseason as we get ready for opening day?
Yeah, it's going great. Really proud of Josh. He's a good worker. We had like 87 days before the season, so sometime in December, and he was at home working, and I texted him. I was like, 87 days, man. Let's get this thing going. We'll get this thing right. And he has. You wouldn't even know he wasn't an infielder anymore. I'm not going to say he's Roberto Alomar yet or anything like that, but from the past. But he's really done a good job. And again, another guy that provides a great example of what, being the right type of player in our program looks like.
Do all the Pearson brothers just practice baseball together? Do you think they just all get out there? It seems like there's been so
great
many
family. Yeah, great family. Ton of respect for his mom and dad. And, it's easy to see why the boys are the way that they are, hardworking, tough-minded, team first. And, happy to have Josh here and excited to have his brother John next year.
Roberto Alomar dropped too. Like, that's well done, Coach. I hadn't heard that name in a long time.
Another good family, right?
Yeah, Sandy Alomar. Yeah,
there you go.
Dad, Pops was good too. There you go,
Coach. Last one for me here. What's your main goal? Just kind of bird's eye view for this weekend that you want to see out of the team, whether it's a weakness or just a goal. Like, what are you mainly looking for over the next couple of days?
Yeah, for me, everything comes back to mindset and like being under control. Like, we've talked about this literally every year. Like opening day, everybody's excited. What's your first mental test of dealing with those emotions and focusing on your job? Like, it's one of those things, like around the country, opening day, everybody's trying to do too much. So why don't we be the team that's not like that and solid in our mental game? Like, I can remember last year's opening day vividly. I mean, obviously you got Paul out there throwing bullets, so that helps everybody settle into the game.
Yeah,
but
true.
It was like 3-0 in the 6th inning. And it wasn't like we were steamrolling Western Michigan, but I felt like we were in control of ourselves. So much so Tommy White gets hurt. Hey, no problem. Plug somebody in. We play solid baseball. Ends up being 10-0. And I remember feeling like, okay, that's obviously outside of Paul just throwing darts, like, obviously, but this is a sustainable model to winning. And it was because, the team played in character. And I remember the first year here, I mean, you had Dylan Cruz, Trey Morgan, and I think it was Jacob Berry go up there in the first inning, and they're swinging at everything. It's like, well, that message didn't go through too well. But then by the 5th inning, we were fine. So really just, it's about the play. It's nothing more complicated than it's about to play and just getting them in the right mindset for that.
Coach, I want to ask you real quick about Mac Bingham, somebody that you probably remember going to Torrey Pines High School there in San Diego and recruiting, and then certainly his time at Arizona when y'all were together, and to see him in an LSU uniform. Like, what has it been like now kind of, getting back familiar with Mac and seeing him now at the school that you've been at for a couple of years?
Yeah, it fires me up. He's a great kid. Just as I explained with Josh, I mean, he's exactly what I want our players to be as far as people. And he's a good player. He knows who he is as a player. And, he had a kind of an up and down fall a little bit, but he's been on a tear since we've been back. I mean, I guess 4 or 5 homers since we've been back. And really swinging the bat well, playing a great left field, knows our system. So it's like adding a guy like Josh or Hayden or Tommy who's now been in it.
Yeah.
It's like adding another player like that. So very thankful that, he put off pro baseball and chose to come here, and I think our fans are going to like the way he plays.
Coach Jay Johnson, could not be more excited for tomorrow, opening day. Fan Fest starting at 11 a.m. OTB will be out there in the morning live from the box. Game starts at 2. Should be an absolutely beautiful weekend in the box. Coach, thank you so much, man. And did we lose Coach? I'm going to text and make sure that we didn't that he doesn't
that was super odd.
That was like a very awkward dismount.
I mean, the good news is it was at the end of it.
I think I just snapped I think I just caught a high ankle trying to land that double full just now.
Yeah, no idea what happened there.
Shout out Coach Jay Johnson. Okay, yeah, he said call. Okay, yeah, he said call dropped. All right, cool. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go.
There's a lot of, just a ton of players that I cannot wait to watch coming up on Friday because, yes, it's a lot of new, but it's a lot of good new.
Yeah.
A lot of great freshmen, a lot of great transfers. And when you lose what LSU lost off that team with Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens and Floyd and Dugas, a lot of times it's like, okay, well, we'll have a really nice year and then we'll get back to championship status. But with who they brought in, it's still championship status.
Kevin F says, LL T-Bob, it's going to rain almost all day tomorrow. Brian Bird says Saturday's going to be windy and cold. Well, no, guys, I said a beautiful weekend of baseball.
He's
I was
not
talking about the
gonna know.
quality of baseball. I was saying beautiful baseball in the box. That was
T-Bob
not
won't know.
Commentary on the weather.
We'll not know what the weather is here in Louisiana. Gallivanting there in Florida.
You're right. I'm gonna call my brother and tell him I'm skipping the bachelor party for VMI. I gotta be there. I gotta be there.
I think Bo would understand.
VMI, dude. Yeah, you're right.
Nah, maybe Central Arkansas.
You're right.
Or somebody else like that. I don't know.
But no, it's gonna be awesome. Get out tomorrow and whatever. I don't gotta say it. Everybody's. Gonna
Although
be
Bo
out.
is having multiple bachelor parties, a little high fluting there.
Well,
A little high fluting.
What you gotta say, little bro? I'm excited though, dude. I haven't got to kick it with my brother in the canon in many years. So that's going to be a ton of fun for sure. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked. 104.5 ESPN.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. If you want to come hang out there. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUX Tommies.com is the website. GEAUX Tommies.com. And look, I really when I met Tommy for the first time, 5 minutes into the conversation, I immediately realized why he's been so successful with Tommy's Windows over these past 7 years. Now, he's been in the game for 27, right? But the past 7 when he started his own company, the man is infectious in terms of his charisma, in terms of the confidence that he instills that he's going to do the job right the first way, that you're going to be completely satisfied. It's why they've won the Service Award from Angie 7 years in a row. You'll see the difference clearly when you work with Tommy's. Make him one of your 3 bids. Go Tommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to that website, you can see exactly what we're talking about. You can check out testimonials of past clients, the work that they can do for you. That's Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommys.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Jill.com. Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Hunt Palmer, weekday afternoons at 1 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah, welcome back, OTB. Hanging out here today. Hope you're having a great day. No, guys, this will not be a strippers and drugs weekend. It's more like fishing and golf. Chill, okay? I think once you get to be in your 30s, the bachelor parties change a little bit from what they used to be early 20s. Ironic, because now you generally have much more money to spend on strippers and drugs than you did at the time.
Yep.
Where you were like, I am making myself financially destitute right now.
So bachelor parties are because you're getting married, right?
Yes.
I would suggest you don't do strippers or drugs to celebrate getting married. Right. Or drugs. I don't think your future wife would appreciate that.
Well, I mean, okay, so to be clear.
I think I would call the wedding off, actually.
I think so, okay.
Wait,
so then,
you would call the wedding off
hold on now.
because
Hold
your
on
fiance
now.
went to a strip club?
Yeah, I would.
So that is where, though.
That's disrespectful.
That is where everybody has to, that's where open lines of communication beforehand behoove everyone.
Yes.
Like my wife was fully aware that we were going to the Oasis Good Time Emporium.
Is that a strip club?
Is that a strip club? Did you hear the name?
Emporium. I mean, Emporium usually comes with like candy shop or something.
It's a candy shop.
Candy shop, all right.
Fair.
There were sweets there.
It was the candy shop that 50 Cent was talking about.
Yeah. In fact, I think I met a couple people named Candy when I was in there. But
any name Destiny?
I actually yes.
Yeah.
Charity.
Yeah.
One legitimate. Not a charity. I did not. And it's not a charity. Ain't nothing free. But that's no Alondra. Look, you are nobody is wrong or right.
It's subjective.
You have to have that conversation with your partner beforehand, and otherwise Otherwise, you are looking at
if they're
one of those,
okay with it, then whatever. Do you?
Otherwise, you are looking at one of those potentially disastrous situations that blows up and calls the wedding off, which is obviously what nobody wants whatsoever.
To be fair, I've never been to a strip club, so
It's odd. It's odd. You know,
Yeah.
it's simultaneously the
Not
one
my
of kind of
scene.
the oldest professions in the entire world, but also it's just a bit awkward, honestly, sometimes, right? It can be very fun, I guess, under the right settings, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The older you get, it becomes a bit more odd as well, I would say.
Right, and I feel like if you're going with your dad and your brother, probably not the best circumstances either.
No, I mean, look, that's like not actually. You don't want to be. I think me and my bro would be fine. I don't really necessarily
Your
want to be
dad.
at a strip club with my dad.
Yeah.
That's true. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my
But
wife.
the drugs part, he didn't say anything about that.
He did not.
What are y'all talking about? I'm gonna be just drinking cold Coors Light all weekend long. I was told to bring clothes for dinner, so that's the type of bachelor party that this is going to be.
I feel like more and more bachelor parties are like that now. Like more
Again, 'cause
just
you're
like the
getting
laid
older.
back. Yeah.
'Cause you're
like,
getting older.
I didn't go to a strip club for my bachelor party, and I mean I know that that's kind of the norm. I know a lot of people do it, but like I didn't. I doubt my buddy does when he gets married. So
I just wouldn't go to one either. Like, because, like girls do it too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It might just be a me thing. I just don't care.
No,
for
look,
it.
if my wife wanted to have a male stripper or do whatever, I don't know. I just told my wife, look, you do whatever you want, and just I don't ever have to hear about any of it.
That's what we told each other, but like,
and just
you know
do
me,
your
like,
thing.
I don't think I'd even go to Vegas for my bachelorette party.
Again, that's like one of those deals where it can be very fun, but you better have money.
Right.
You know, otherwise, your kind of fun's going to be limited a bit. Dame says that's a good cover story, T-Bob. Everyone stick to the script so ladies don't find out. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. There we go. Dame knows. Get crazy.
There was
down
no
there in
traveling.
Florida.
There was no traveling for a bachelor party for your boy here. I was broke when I got married.
We just drove to Atlanta and went and stayed at my old at my high school house. Like my mom's out of town or something. So it was very cost effective. And the Oasis Good Time Emporium, not downtown, but almost like a suburban club of sorts, kind of between on the edge of the city, if you will. So it was great. It was fun, dude.
You like went all out, right, Taylor?
yeah, but surprisingly cheap though. So like we flew to we had to fly into Cleveland because we went to Sandusky, Ohio. We did like Cedar Point, Pro Football Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and all that. It's like 45 minutes outside of Cleveland. So we flew into Cleveland. It was like $200
The mistake by the lake?
round trip ticket. Stayed on Lake Erie in a house, but I mean when we rented a house, we each paid like. We split it. It was like $150 a person for like 3
you
nights.
went to Cleveland,
and then
you're the only bachelor party in history that was like, boys, where we dropping?
Cleveland,
Let's go, baby, Cleveland.
Once again, if you would have listened, we didn't stay in Cleveland. We just had to fly into Cleveland.
It's funny.
And
Cleveland.
then,
Come on, man.
I mean, all we did was, Pro Football Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like that type of stuff. Go to a few bars. So like it.
No, it's cool.
Like we did a lot, but like. It was very cost effective. I tried to be a nice groom, and I was like, look, I'm not making these guys go on like a $2,000 ski trip or something like this. I was like, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. So I just said, and then I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Riveting.
After that. Oh, my bad, y'all. That's on me.
It was riveting.
Take a lap.
Make it a long lap. What part of Florida are you going to?
Oh, this is a funny story. Now,
I've never heard that part of Florida.
I actually don't. I got to be completely honest. I don't know.
You're flying somewhere.
Yes.
You don't know what the destination is.
This is.
How are you gonna know what?
I
flight
don't
to get
think
on?
this
What
is
airport? What airport is on your boarding pass? Like, where are you flying
I think
into?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Out of New Orleans.
This is yeah. No, you got to understand though. This is just my personality. I've been on multiple trips where people keep asking me like, where am I going? I'm like, I know the general area. I know the state. I do not generally know the finer points or the finer details, if you will.
Gotcha.
Somebody said that social media has ruined bachelor parties. I will say this. This made me realize how much smarter my wife was than me. So one of my friends did have a bachelor party in Vegas, and this was early 20s or whatever. And we went to a pool party at Wet Republic. where Steve Aoki's throwing cake on everyone and whatnot. And next thing you know, there's like a bunch of grinding going on, right?
Which you love.
And one of my friends was on Snapchat grinding with the girl. One of my friends decided to snap it, which like, what? Okay, sure. What? And so the groom's on Snapchat, like grinding with the girl. And then
that's like breaking bro code.
And then my wife, yeah, it's dumb. But then my wife calls me and's like kind of pissed at me for grinding at the pool party. And I mean, I'm like, look, I mean, you know, come to find out, I was never actually on the video grinding.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. You outed yourself.
You got to see the video first. You got to see the video first.
Played the hell out of me. Got me to admit. Now, to be fair, I was grinding with like a 6'4" U.S. Olympian volleyball player. Absolutely insane. But yeah, busted. Busted in a big way, outsmarted, outfoxed, hoisted on my own petard, however you want to say it, just got completely played by my wife.
I can respect that.
It was well done.
Yeah.
It was well done.
I'm a fan of her.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well done.
I didn't
T-Bob, what did they do on Not Another Teen Movie? When he's whispering in her ear and he's like, look, she's like, wait, what did y'all do? And he's like, I know, I'm sorry I made the bet or whatever. He goes, I didn't say anything about a bet. I whispered in her ear and said, act like I'm telling you something important. Like, that was T-Bob.
Yes, that was me. Exactly. No, I got, she's smart. She played the hell out of me. I was very impressed. So what you're saying is she's smarter than you. That's literally exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. When we get back, more OTB will be closing out hour number 2. Sorry, my wife's texting me right now. More off the bench on the other side.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Would you look at that? K to Z window coverings. KTOZblinds.com. You want window coverings that wow? You want K to Z. Brandon Barton's been in this game forever, y'all, and he understands it top to bottom, and he's going to give you the best results top to bottom as he maximizes your home, okay? And this could be, if your starter home, a dream home, all price points. And if it's like a man cave, an outdoor living space, I know Jake, he's back out at your house.
Yep.
Helping out. The point is, you don't even realize the potential of what your home can be. Let K to Z show you. Get him out to your home today, KTZBlinds.com.
Yeah, doing another job at our house, and it's a shade for our kitchen. We want some privacy, keep the sun out as well. And I mean, the process is just so incredibly quick. And then I'm like, hey, we want to match these cabinets. The first color that he pulls matches them perfectly. I mean, he knows your space better than you do. K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Steve Wilks got let go by the 49ers. I like the dramatic zoom there, too. Thoughts? I mean, 1 year. Of course, the Niners, I liked how ESPN tried to make it a little more dramatic than it actually is. It's like third time replacing a DC since 2020, trying to make it look like they're just churning through them. But they're really churning through them because, well, the guys keep getting hired to be head coaches in Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryans. Obviously, Wilks took over a defense that was kicking ass. And they still kicked ass, just not as much. But it's interesting because a lot of people are painting this like a scapegoat situation, right? Saying like Steve Wilks isn't why you lost Super Bowl. And that's not wrong in terms of why you didn't lose the Super Bowl. But also, I've heard from some other guys that maybe he was kind of wearing on, that it wasn't exactly, like he was kind of wearing on everybody. I thought the Bosa quote was very interesting when he was asked. He basically said something along the lines of like, well, he's very good on the back end. And
well, that's his forte. He's a defensive backs coach. So I was with Wilksy for 3 years in San Diego.
Okay, so what do you think? Is he being scapegoated here? Because there's like two different kind of narratives.
I don't know. I mean, him being better in the back end, that's no surprise. That is how he came up in the league as a DB coach. I don't know, man. I like Wilksy. He was always great to me. Players like Eric Weddle and Quentin Jammer, they loved him when we were all together in San Diego. But you start to look at where he's been the last couple of years. He was the Arizona Cardinals head coach for 1 year. He was the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator for 1 year. He takes 2020 off. He's the Missouri defensive coordinator for 1 year. Carolina Panthers defensive passing game coordinator for 1 year. And then now San Francisco defensive coordinator for 1 year.
So he might actually wear on people.
So, I mean,
quite a bit.
So, again, like when you know somebody as a DB coach compared to a DC or a head coach, maybe it is different, but that's an alarming resume. Now, he was in Carolina after he left us in San Diego. He was in Carolina from 2012 to 2017. But after that, it's certainly been 1 year here, 1 year there.
Yeah, and he was interim coach at Carolina when? Was that last year or 2 years ago before he got the job?
Yeah, he was 2022. He was the interim head coach there. He's been a head coach a couple of times. Again, 1 year at Savannah State in college as a head coach.
So in the end, I don't think this is actually like scapegoating. I think that now it is weird because if they win the Super Bowl, then this doesn't happen though, right? Almost assuredly. But I didn't realize that about the resume. That would maybe speak to someone who, for whatever reason, kind of quickly wears down people. And then again, I don't think the the players were not It wasn't like they came out and were like, what the hell? You know, everybody was very genial about it, but basically saying it was more like, well, he took over a really tough spot, you know, because we were the number one defense in the league, which is also not untrue. But Wilkes out as the Niners DC. And look, they're also looking for, like, you know, edge case areas in which they can improve. Yeah. And after taking a step back, maybe they felt like they could improve a bit by making a change there. Again, relative step back. We went from the first defense to the third defense, right?
I think the main issue, they were bad at stopping the run in the playoffs.
Yes.
Not as bad in the regular season.
Yeah.
And they were actually pretty good in the Super Bowl for the most part.
They were really good in the
Yeah, I mean, coming in, what did we hear all last week? It was like, can the 49ers stop the run? Like, we know their pass defense is going to be pretty good. They're like, can they stop this run? Because they were a liability. Aaron Jones ran all over them, which is a big reason why the Packers took the early lead. We saw what Gibbs and Montgomery did in that game. That's another reason why Detroit had that big lead. They had so much problem stopping the run. And then when you have Robert Saleh, great stopping the run, great defense all around. D'Amico Ryans, great at stopping the run, great defense all around. Steve Wilkes, pretty much the same players, very suspect in the running game. No, I don't think he's being scapegoated. It's like, I think he's a good defensive coordinator, but when you have the same players and you have one glaring weakness that you did not have the 2 previous years under the 2 previous defensive coordinators, then sometimes a change is needed.
Yeah, so, and again, Jake, I did not realize that resume part of the equation there. Other NFL news real quick. Here was Jason Kelce talking about what Travis Kelce did to poor old Andy Reid.
You crossed the line. I think we can both agree on that.
I can't get that fired up to the point where I'm bumping coach and it's getting him off balance and stuff. When he stumbled, I was just like in my head.
Or even, let's be honest, the yelling in his face too is over the top. I think there's better ways to handle this retrospectively.
Yeah.
How about that, dude? Sometimes you need Big Bro to keep you in line a little bit.
But I do like that, like Tom Brady and others, like, guys, come on, this happens, and it does. And the day that you were out, I talked about it. I think it does happen. It happens all the time, and you don't get what are you rolling your eyes at.
Even Andy Reid doesn't care that.
Agreeing with you, like this is not a big
I was like, hold on, what's that? I was like, I've seen it.
I think both. I think both.
Like,
no, but I think both can be correct. That it's not a big deal. But Jason's also like, but bro, come on now.
Yeah, don't bump your head, coach.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Keep it in line. Hour 3 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. February rolling right along. Right now, you buy a whole home generator, you get $1,500 off that whole home generator, and you get a free surge protector. How about that? So take control of your comfort zone. Service to the highest degree. Go look at the reviews online, y'all. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com.
Yeah, go to the website today, and you'll see all the things that T-Bob's talking about, and you can check out those reviews, incredible reviews, because you get incredible service from Accutemp. Also, you can schedule your appointment right now online, top right corner of the website. I tell you all the time, you can do it today, and oftentimes they can come out there today, but they're going to come out there. You're going to know exactly who is coming to your home as well. They give you a great bio to make sure you know, and you know that person is going to give you great service as well. Do it all online at AccutempBR.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Regularly delay and deny valid claims because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, February 15th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 73. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll be joined by Devin Snow at 9 a.m., and then we'll close out the show with some Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Welcome back. Hour number 3. And he was out for Mardi Gras. I actually ended up hanging out with him on Fat Tuesday. Uncle Mayo, hold the Mayo, Devin Snow, htmsports.com/shop for all of your merch. It's crazy how much the streets love Devin. Seeing it firsthand out there. Dev, what's up, brother? How we feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Pels, 11 games over 500.
How about it?
Haven't been able to say that in
ever.
Solid 15, ever. But no, doing good, man. Ready to see what they can do for us.
Dev, so Jake just told me some breaking news that may be of interest to you.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Jeff Duncan just announced that the Saints will be holding training camp in Irvine, California.
Of course they are.
So they're getting out of the city, man.
Yeah. I bet you they're going to be eating avocado burgers. I mean, does that not make the most sense in the world? I mean, like this, and I'm not hating, but I kind of am. It's like, are you surprised that Dennis Allen's bringing the team to practice in California? I mean, I don't know.
So that is the kind of interesting part about this, Dev, isn't it? Is that if everything was going well and the coach was well liked, this might be like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like, I like going to training camp. But now it does take on the feel of like, oh, screw Dennis Allen, he hates the city.
Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Irvine, California. Is that where the Cowboys go?
No, they're Oxnard.
Okay.
Who's from
the Rams?
Who's from there? Oh, okay.
The Rams go to Irvine, so I don't know where the Rams are going to practice, but no, Cowboys are in Oxnard.
I feel like there was a wrestler from Irvine, California. Like that's where he was billed from. That's the only thing I know about it. Where was it at though? Like years ago, that Sean Payton used to bring him
the Greenbrier, dude. I went to the Greenbrier and stayed at a little crappy hotel for like 25 days. WWL, the whole team, because I mean they're so like Saint centric. We stayed not in the Greenbrier. That would have been awesome. We stayed in a crappy little hotel offsite for 25 days.
Bro.
I ate so many hot dogs, just microwaving hot dogs in my room constantly.
Like when the Saints called me, their camp was in West Virginia. I'm like, I'm not going to West Virginia. I'm good.
Yeah,
I ain't going all the way up there. Hell no.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is like, hey,
kind of curse them though.
It's really hot, dude. It's like when I was at training camp this past year, and I could just tell you, I mean, you look at these dudes, bro, like, you know, if you're a pro football player, you the top athlete of athletes, right? They were dying out there.
Yep.
I mean, it was, so I'm not like surprised, but of course, like us down here, we hate to hear California. We just hate it.
Well, and I mean, look, I do think training camp is one of the cooler events for fans, right? Because you get like you get first, you do not get access like that at any other time, or proximity to players like that. I mean, you get to really watch practice. You get to go up for signings afterwards. You get to holler at him like. It's the most open that is. So it is cool for like California Saints fans, right? Like that was one interesting thing about being at the Greenbrier was seeing the amount of Saints fans from around the country that made the road trip to go see their favorite players. But it's a bit of a bummer for the city. Where do you fall on that, Jake, in terms of, okay, the heat, like really do the Saints need to practice in the heat since they play indoors?
Right.
But also it does build a natural toughness to be able to be out there.
I was just about to say, like, my first training camp in San Diego, they're like, hey, now, y'all hydrate. It's a heat wave. I went out there. I was like, what? Like, I could run forever in this. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know that I ever got tired. And so I actually think that with the elements they have in New Orleans, and you have to be smart, but they have an indoor. If it's one of those days where it's like, hey, we need an indoor day, you can do that.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get those calluses. Like, that's where you go and you have to dig deep and you have to find a way. T-Bob, how many times did a team come in from wherever to Baton Rouge when we played in college?
Oh, they would die, dude.
Arizona. They couldn't finish their pregame
dude.
warm-up. They had to go into the locker room. We're like, oh, we got them.
I remember App State doing that as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of like having to get hardened a little bit there in the training camp in New Orleans.
And look, dude, I don't have like any type of historic playing career, but, you know, I played football in high school, and I'm going to tell you, bro, some of the most memorable practices of my life. Still remember them to this day.
Yeah.
Man, we were dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could just remember what it feels like, you know? So I don't know, man. I hope it works out for him. But hey, I'm with Jake on this. Like, you could just go indoors if it was that bad. Just go practice. They did it this past year. They did it several times.
I never know exactly what goes into these decisions. I'll be interested to see what they end up saying. Maybe it's a situation where they think that like you can kind of galvanize the team, bring them together. I mean, Sean very famously now he kind of went the opposite direction because they went to was it Jackson, right, Mississippi?
Oh
yeah.
Was it Wait, okay. Was it Millsaps?
Or Millsaps. Yeah, it was Millsaps College, which I believe is in Jackson.
Right?
Yeah. So, but they went up there now, but he did it to make it like an even deeper hell than airline. Like he wanted to make it more uncomfortable, more hard, and kind of galvanize the team in that manner. But there's something to maybe be said for building bonds through travel and getting out of, getting away. So,
but y'all remember the movie The Junction Boys?
I've never seen it, but that's about Bear Bryant, right?
Yeah.
Is A&M
At
teams?
A&M, yep.
Yeah, dude. Them practices that them dudes were going through. You know what I'm saying? You just don't see it no more.
Well, wasn't that like when they were like water makes you weak as well? Like
it does,
water
right?
breaks. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, no. Dev, give us what were? Do you have any Mardi Gras spread lines, takeaways? How did this Carnival season find you?
I mean, dude, like 4 or 5 straight days of no responsibilities. You just wake up, and the first thing you do when you wake up, you got people hitting you up. Hey, man, we're right out here. You just have no time to really like think. You just go.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like and it was awesome, bro. Like went out there Friday I was at the Rubenstein's. I was at Rubenstein's Hotel on Friday night. Watched Crew to Top, which is the parade that had my float and stuff. Saturday was in Endymion, in Mid-City at Evangeline. That's always my favorite day. Had a fantastic time. Dude, ran into Morris Bart. It was an eventful weekend, bro. Capped off We were at the Avenue Pub on Tuesday.
Yep.
And had a great time, bro. It was perfect. Perfect Mardi Gras.
Yeah, shout out Avenue Pub for playing host us. It was great. I'm guessing, Dev, was that the most kids you had seen at any of your Mardi Gras venues? Because it was kind of insane the amount of children that were running around there as the parents were getting irresponsibly inebriated.
Yeah, no, but you got to have that sometimes.
Yes,
you
I
know,
agree.
You just got to do that. Like, the previous 4 days, I hadn't been around many kids. You know, so.
Well, you did great. You did great playing with Quad Bob. He loved you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man. No, he's cool, man. But I think in general, bro, like kids, man, like they got to know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely got. Hey, your kids are gonna remember that. I don't know how because they're so little, but like I'm sure they'll remember that day for the rest of their lives.
Dev, take us to when you
Can
saw
I take
your.
us to Denny Avita real quick? This dude that plays for the Wizards.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, I
Let me
know.
tell you something.
I know.
40. Oh man, it's got me
Previous career high of 25.
Yeah, 43 and 15. Denny Avita. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. I'm calling him a shampoo. But Denny Avita from Israel dropped 43 and 15 on the Pels last night. Now the Pels won, but this dude right here. Talk about a guy I just didn't know about. I really didn't know about this dude like that. Wasn't familiar with his game like that. And damn, bro, that dude's so good.
Well, how about this? We opened the show talking about it, but Dev, this is why I actually exit last night a bit heartened. Is yes, it's been ugly during these last 3 games, but again, you're winning them. And as Taylor pointed out, like you're doing it in different ways, right? You hold 2 NBA teams to under 86 points. And then you come back, and in a night when Avita goes off, or Avda, whatever his name is, goes off for 40, and the Wizards set a franchise record, Dev, with 21 threes, you still find a way to win. So, like, I'm actually feeling very bullish about how they got here.
Dude, me too, bro. These are, like, the Pels would not lose games. Like, I'm not saying they'd lose. I mean, the Wizards got, 9 wins? But, you know.
Yeah.
They were just never this consistent. So it's definitely something that, I don't know, man, I feel good about it, bro. Like, hey, man, all we need is one of those top 6 seeds, and we cooking, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like them top 6.
said it.
That's it, man. That's all we need. And it's looking like they're going to get it. And then the health is the most, knock on wood, that's the most, optimistic thing I could talk about because we've never seen the Pelicans have never done this good without getting hurt. You know, and here we are going into the All-Star break, and everybody's pretty straight.
Dev, did you see that Pete Carmichael got a job?
I did with Denver, huh?
Yeah, how about it?
Yeah, who would have ever thought?
Who would have guessed?
He's cheesing Dev in his new picture.
He
too.
does look happy AF, dude.
Wait. We talking about Pete?
Yes, he has a team. He has a new team picture. Dat Boy Wolf on Twitter. That's how I saw it. But I mean, he looks. He looks like a man freed from the burden of the last couple of years.
Yeah, man. Hey, Pete, go be happy, man.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to ever be I don't want to ever lean too far into like Pete Carmichael sucks because Pete Carmichael gave the Saints 18 years.
Yeah.
He gave them the glory years. He was the play caller for the record-setting 2011 offense. Like. He was in his bag for a while there. It just seems like maybe he, parts of the games kind of evolved around him, and he did not. And even I credit him even for last year, forcing himself to change at the end of the year and finding more success. But it's just, I think Clint Kubiak's much more exciting.
Yeah, and especially by himself, or with Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael with Dennis Allen, that's. We saw that's not going to work. Go put him back with Sean Payton.
Yeah.
You probably get a little more out of Pete.
That's true.
Kubiak, this guy comes in. I don't care who's the coach, Dennis Allen, whatever. This guy's going to have his own type of offense, and he's going to run it, So, and confidently. That's the thing. Confidently and consistently. So, yeah, I'm excited about Kubiak. I hope he can get Derek Carr to throw the ball quicker. That's going to be one thing I can't wait to see. Brother, throw a slant.
Underhill actually has an entire write-up about that, all about 3-step drops and getting the ball out and how Kubiak does a ton of it and how Derek Carr's traditionally been very good at it. So, that should be what you may be seeing.
Derek Carr's been traditionally good at what?
When you're calling these like quick
No, brother.
like 3-sector.
No, I can go take a piss and then come back and he's still. So no, I don't know about that one. I love Nick. He's a scientist, but I don't know
man.
about that one. Am I right or am I wrong? Because wasn't that the big problem? Like Derek Carr just kind of, it's almost like there's a little hesitancy in him to where I don't know. I don't even know if it's like his brain don't see it quick enough or whatever.
For the first 11 games, yes. Before he hit the last, the hot streak at the end, there was a lot of hesitancy. I would say that's correct.
Yeah, love it, man. I love it. No, seriously.
Well, look, if you want to be positive right now, the last 6 games are all you really have to hold on to.
Right. No, I'm holding on to him. No, I'm just saying, man. Like, I hope that the offensive coordinator coming in makes dudes feel better about playing with Derek Carr, playing in a new offense. Like, let's just see, bro, because you're gonna find out really soon. It's not like I'm talking about really soon into the season. Like, yeah. I mean, it's got to be a complete turnaround. It just has to be.
Deb, what's gonna happen with Mike Thomas?
Hopefully this gets. And I'm a Mike fan, but we could definitely use him. So hopefully this gets him to come back. Hopefully this makes him feel better about the offense. That's the only thing I can really hope for.
The thing is, though, he talked so much trash about Carr specifically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was keeping it general. He was basically like, my quarterback sucks, and he was the one screwing it up all last year.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, I've talked a lot of trash about a lot of people. Don't mean I don't love them or, whatever. It just happens. Sometimes it comes out, and both sides got to be better with it. I thought it was immature on really both sides because I think Derek Carr went on like a Las Vegas podcast or something. We never heard of the podcast, but somewhere in Las Vegas, and then he talked about it after. So I mean, they both. I think.
And look, and I got my own problems with Carr and him not accepting responsibility a lot of times last year, and DA kind of going after everyone but never going after Carr. So, I mean, there's stuff to work out there.
You remember those 218 yards he had that one time?
Trust me. Actually, that is the moment that made me most angry when Derek Carr finally had his first good game, and it was like 3 touchdowns in 220, and Dennis Allen opens it like swaggering and sauntering like, just want to point out, quarterback played pretty good today. It's like, what? What is wrong with you?
It's like an episode of South Park, dude. It's really, it's crazy, man.
It actually is like an episode of South Park. Dev, okay, last one here. Mardi Gras weekend. You had the float that was made after you. Respect Your Body. It was incredible. Did you get to see it live and in person, and did you get to see it with any family?
Oh yeah, I did. I went. That was Friday, so I went specifically by my family just so I could watch that happen. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy, man. It was. I can't explain it other than I woke up a few days before the parade. My cousin sent me a text saying, showing me a picture of it, and I was not expecting it. You don't wake up in the morning and expect to see like a 25-foot sculptured float of yourself when you're from St. Bernard Parish, dude. That's not what you're thinking of, So it was cool, bro. I'm trying to get the art of it to where I can hang it up in my office.
Hell yeah, up there in spread quarters. Were your grandparents pumped to see it?
Yeah, they were. I mean, they weren't expecting it either, though. That's the thing. Like, when your grandma's calling you saying, "Hey, I saw something on the internet," that's when you know you did something good. Because my grandma don't look at half this stuff I do. You know what I'm saying? But she called me that day. She's like, "So," and she's like telling me the news as I already know it. But like, she's like, "Did you see that float on the internet of you?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw it."
Daniel Blunt wants to know, what in the world does Dev's dad say in that moment? Son, I'm proud of you, but you still got to learn to turn the lights off when you leave the house.
My dad hit me immediately with a Bible scripture. That's my dad.
No. Anyway, what did he say?
Love him to death. I could pull it up. It was them ones where you just like, he was basically saying, "Hey, this is great, but make sure you understand that God is the one that like." Yeah,
like don't get a big head. Don't get a big. He was just making sure you weren't getting a little too big for your britches.
Yeah. Just like, hey. congrats, but it's God gives talent to men, but he also gives favor to his children, and still says, come to me, all ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you the rest. That was what my dad said.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Wise man right there. Deb Snow, hold the mayo, at Snow Like John on Twitter, hcmsports.com/shop. Go sub to the YouTube. The absolute best. Dev, thank you so much, man.
All right, y'all take care.
See you, Dev.
Shout out RB&R Day. Had a great Lundi Gras RB&R this weekend. All right, when we get back, more OTB, youtube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys are experienced lawyers in Louisiana who handle whatever personal injury cases you need. So if you need somebody who's going to stand up to you, been in a car accident, truck accident, personal injury, maritime injury, industrial accident, workers' comp, wrongful death, mass tort, slip and fall, Social Security, nursing home, neglect, explosion and fire, motorcycle accidents, immigration attorneys, all there for you at Gordon McKernan. So get somebody who's going to fight for you. 225-888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done today.
We always tell you can go to the website, getgordon.com, to find information like T-Bob just gave you about what they can handle for you in the courtroom. So if you want to set up that call, if you want to actually have a chat on the website, you can do all of those things right there at getgordon.com. On social media, at getgordon is the handle. See what they're doing for you in the community. Always got something going on in the community. And you know the phone number. It is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
This is a kind of cool trailer right here. Disney Plus just dropped the first trailer for X-Men 97, which, Jake, were you into that X-Men cartoon growing up?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
How'd the theme song go? No, that's James Bond. Oh God! Again, I'm like on the it's on the edge of my. Hey, find me the X-Men cartoon theme song, please.
The X-Men 97.
But now though Disney Plus, I guess March 20th is launching a show called X-Men 97, and it's a continuation of that 90s animation in the 90s style. Looks pretty cool, dude.
What was on like right when you got home from school? It was like a good 3:30, 4 maybe start. So by the time you got home, you get settled.
Let me hear it. I'll know as soon as it. Yep, there it is.
That's where like
to what you were.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. There was some wires getting crossed in my head, but
Gambit was always like
bro,
the coolest one in
Louisiana,
the series.
dog.
I know. Remy LeBeau, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
You want the trailer?
Not to be confused with Remy LaCroix. LaCroix? Is that her name?
LaCroix?
LaCroix.
Remy LaCroix?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't know. Who
I
you're talking
don't.
about.
Hey now.
I have
That
no
was
idea.
a degenerate check. It was like a metal detector, but for degeneracy.
Well, and also-
She's an
Well,
old
I just
adult
looked
film.
this up on
She's an
the
old.
computer,
Do not
so-
Google that name on
just
adult
did,
on work Wi-Fi a lot.
The
Not
main
on a work
reason I
computer.
know is because the little
Rookie
sparkling
mistake.
water brand is LaCroix too.
That's the main reason you know, huh?
Mm,
That's
don't
the
try
main
to backtrack
reason.
this, brother.
The
Do you
main
want-
reason.
Do you want the trailer? I have it ready. If you want.
I don't think we need to go.
The people on the radio can't see it.
Yeah, no, we're not going to go full trailer here. But Remy LeBeau was Gambit's name. Where is he from? Was he from Cutoff? Like, did they ever name a city that Gambit is actually from?
I bet we
Let's
can find it.
see.
Or is it just like generic South Louisiana?
Well, because isn't this like a different universe? Or no?
No, this is. Oh, he's from New Orleans. Okay,
Yeah.
a Cajun from
Raging
New Orleans.
Cajun.
Raised in the Thieves Guild of New Orleans, the Cajun was trained from childhood to be a perfect thief.
Hell yeah, dude. Sick.
Very New Orleans.
Elusive and charming, with the ability to charge objects with explosive energy. Gambit can turn a deck of cards into a loaded weapon.
Yeah.
The carjackers would love him.
I mean, look, you ever thrown cards like
Like Yu-Gi-Oh?
yeah, like they're very fun to throw. If you could make those into explosives, that's an awesome power. It's maybe like though if you can make anything into an explosive, I don't know if Gambit's using it like if he's really maximizing potentially, but maybe so because I mean like you're not going to carry a sack full of baseballs around, and so you like a deck of 52, you could keep a lot of decks on you. Either way, who didn't love Remy?
Yeah, they've been talking about a Gambit movie too for a long time.
Yeah, Channing Tatum was trying to get it made forever.
Yeah.
And he could not get it.
I don't know that he would have been the best Gambit.
No, yeah, I feel bad, right? I feel bad because Channing Tatum loves New Orleans, right? He very obviously. I think he owns a bar there. Yeah. He deeply loves the city. I like Channing Tatum in a lot of stuff. But yeah, I don't know if Remy was necessarily right for him. Jeremy Fryer says his middle name was Etienne. So Gambit's awesome. Does anybody else have another favorite X-Men? I mean, I know this is very basic, but it's impossible not to like Wolverine. Jake, really the fullback of the crew.
Yeah.
Somebody who, yes, he has the healing factor, right? But it does not mean that he does not feel the pain. Meaning that, yeah, like his whole deal is I'm accepting the burden of this pain to get done what needs to be done. Also, Wolverine's what, like 5'6"?
Oh, really? Low man wins.
Low man wins energy out of Wolverine because he's literally supposed to be like a tiny little Wolverine, right? Vicious in a small package.
It turns out that Fox was going to make the Gambit movie, but then when Disney acquired Fox in 2019, Disney canceled it in May of 19. So it's Disney's fault.
Probably for the best, given Fox's track record. I mean, aren't they ones behind the Fantastic Four movies, of which none have worked?
Yeah.
With Jessica Alba?
Yeah, I think that was one of them. I don't even think I saw the most recent iteration. The Jessica Alba one's the one that I remember.
Yeah.
I watched the most recent one.
And then Chris
The one with,
Evans, I believe, is Johnny Flame.
Yeah, and then the most recent, Michael B. Jordan was in it.
Yeah, but I don't know anything.
Miles Teller, yeah.
Wait, I didn't even know there was like a more recent one than the Jessica Alba one.
Yeah. I mean, recent. Like,
Exactly.
What, 5-6 years ago?
I thought that's
maybe
what we were
longer than
talking
that at
about.
that point.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than
At
that.
least 5 to 6 years ago. Yeah, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, and I don't remember the other people in
Did
it.
not know that.
Disney's
I like
taking
Michael
another
Keaton.
crack at Fantastic Four. Don't know if it's going to work either. But
Why, just stop.
I know. At a certain
Stop.
point, you got to stop trying to make it happen.
Do it.
Also, it doesn't help that just like, the entire Marvel setup right now just is as weak as we could ever remember.
Yeah.
I do not believe that this is the actual reason why they find themselves where they're at, but this is something you have to grapple with. When you dive into the multiverse, you run the risk of at a certain point nothing mattering because it's the multiverse, right? So if anything goes wrong, there's another out, right? There's always a universe where that thing didn't go wrong, or there's always another universe where that person can come back to life. That it's not unlike how back in like 2016 when everybody's arguing about like truth and we just want like true news. Well, it's like, okay, in the age of information though, truth becomes relative almost feeling because there's so much of it out there that you can find like whatever info you want to support your truth, right? So in that same way, it's like there's so much multiverse that nothing actually matters because you can just massage it however you want to do whatever you want.
Yeah, so it kind of loses.
It loses its impact.
Like, and when there's a death, it's like, but he can come back.
Yeah, he's gonna come back. You just get him from Earth 27 or whatever. And it's not to say that it's not very cool at times, and that very cool stories can't be done. And like I loved it. I never watched the second season, but I thought the first season, like Loki was tight and stuff, and Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, I actually thought was a very fun Sam Raimi film. But yeah, man, it's a tough road to hoe. And when you make it your entire identity like Disney did with Marvel, it's really hard to land that plane, which they are figuring out right now. Also, they just made too much of it.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Got to pump it.
Too many branches.
Oversaturation.
Way too many branches of the tree.
Same thing they're kind of having to learn with Star Wars. Although Andor Season 2 going to be tight, but that's written by Tony Gilroy, who is...
I mean, you can still have good stuff, like Loki's good.
Loki's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. You can still have good stuff, but it gets weighed down and or ignored kind of when you run into too much when there's too much other kind of glut overshadowing and taking away from it.
I do love Loki. This series is really good, but when I was first getting into Marvel, he was my fave.
Loki?
Yeah.
He's great.
Sometimes the villain character intrigues me more than the...
That is, I think there's ample example of that. I was always a Vegeta guy.
Yeah.
Watching, not to be confused with Taylor, who's a Vegeta. I was a Vegeta guy growing up watching DBZ. I always kind of appreciated Vegeta's motivations. He wasn't hard to understand. He was all about him.
Are you all about you?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he doesn't even know anybody's birthdays.
At times,
Maybe
exactly.
He left us on Tuesday, leaving us on Friday.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And you're Kakarot. Let's just hope you can survive the weather tomorrow.
I don't know what that is.
Kakarot's Goku. That's a good thing. He's like the ultimate good guy. Mac Lindsay, Deadpool and Wolverine is the only MCU movie releasing this year, so hopefully that gets quality back up. Okay, that's a good call. I didn't know that. And Deadpool and Wolverine is a movie that I'm absolutely going to see because Deadpool 1 and 2 were awesome, and because there might not be a bromance that I am more into than Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I love those two together.
Yeah. Love Deadpool.
You know what else I love? Being partnered with the MMR Group. You know, no big deal. Just the largest industrial and instrumentation contractor in the entire world is now doing live reads with OTB. That's right, guys. But listen up, because over there at the MMR Group, they are seeking talented individuals to join the team. And for over 3 decades, we love this. MMR has been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge. Now, they also have offices, though, all over the globe because they are so massive, meaning that you will get sent to faraway countries and learn new things and cultures. And I've heard so many cool stories about just the adventures that employees have had going to all these different places. But what MMR offers is a tailored path for both professional and personal development. And then you couple that with outstanding benefits, dynamic culture, and whether you're a student seeking internship, you're just beginning your career, or you're a seasoned pro, MMR has a variety of positions for you. So if all this sounds interesting to you, you want to get a career, build your future with MMR, apply now at mmrgrp.com, mmrgrp.com. Daniel Bash says, how many Disney Plus shows will I have to watch before Deadpool and Wolverine to make sure I'm up to pace? I think it'll probably be okay, right? People are saying Loki would probably help, but I don't know. I mean, I find that if the movie is well done, you don't actually have to be caught up, right? It's just one of those deals where you'll probably have a slightly deeper appreciation and catch some things that you wouldn't otherwise if you weren't caught up. But like, ideally, you try to make those movies to where a person could just walk in blind. Because I mean, Deadpool was the highest rated the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. So, like, there's a lot of people that don't care about the larger MCU that are going to want to go see Deadpool 3.
Yeah. The larger MCU is too confusing anyways. I'm lost already. And I've seen most of it. I'm still like, I don't know what world we're in, which Earth we're on. I have no idea.
I know. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch it. You know what, though? That's maybe a good excuse to watch Loki Season 2 at some point.
Yeah. We'll come back in September, and you'll watch none of it.
Yeah, maybe so. I am hyped for Dune, though, coming out March 1st, baby. Let's go. And we'll get to it next on the show, but it looks like some NCAA 25 art just dropped, guys. Let's friggin' go. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. You need purlin, tubing, sheet metal, steel buildings. You want to see the product. You want to touch the product. You want to feel the product. It is all there for you in Gonzales, Louisiana. What are you looking at me like that for?
What country were we going for there?
I don't know.
No, I was curious.
I'm just kind of floating around. Speaking of country, though, you head out there to Gonzales.
Yes.
You'll see it firsthand, Bo. And you'll get to meet the live and local sales team and understand, look, they got the best prices because there's no middlemen jacking up the prices for the consumer on the back end. They are the best any steel needs. Get your butt to Gonzales, Community Steel.
I like the second country accent.
Well, now I've lost it. I can't.
Oh, my gosh. CommunitySteelCo.com.
Got to find it with a little Sabo.
Go to the top right corner of the website. Click on Community Steel. Find out where they're located. 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible, Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified, and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, man. EA Sports. It's in the game. Revealing its logo. Look at it.
That's it.
Pull it up, Taylor.
That's what you were.
You can follow them on Twitter at EA Sports College. I don't know. Everybody's tweeting about it. It just dropped 20 minutes ago. Picture this if you're listening on the radio. It's a black backdrop with white letters that says EA Sports College Football 25 with a really big 25. So. This account has 173,000 followers. They're following one person, EA Sports.
It's very underwhelming.
I mean, I'm all about,
What? What's underwhelming?
Make sure you don't follow too many people.
All of it.
Oof. One?
Yeah.
Taylor, if you don't.
I'm looking for you. You said EA Sports Twitter?
No.
How do I pull it up before you do?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know,
bro.
Alondra. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know, Alondra.
I can't find it. How'd you not find it? I don't know.
That sounded
That's why
like
I'm
Christmas
asking.
vacation.
I don't know, Margot.
I don't know, Alondra.
How look at her, Todd. EA Sports College is the Twitter account that you're looking for. That is the new official account. And I guess the other big news here is it says coming this summer, full reveal in May. So in May, we will get our first official kind of full breakdown of what to expect. I cannot wait to have to simulate fundraising for NIL. There it is. Look at it.
Oh, my God.
Feast your eyes, YouTube. Who's going to be on the cover? Nick Saban, right? Has to be.
That'd be good.
No way. Dion.
I'm
totally kidding.
No, I'm not saying he deserves to be on it. I'm saying that's I think
that's actually not a bad guess.
It's not a
as to
bad
who
guess.
could be on it.
I don't think they would do it. I feel like it has to be Nick unless like they don't want to pay what Nick's worth or something.
I would just put like a historic player, like somebody that
over Nick Saban.
Yeah, because I just don't know that a coach
I was gonna say Joey B.
is going to get, and I would love to see him on there, but so you don't make too many fan bases mad because you've had, what will it be, 6, 10 or 11 football seasons since you've had it. It's a lot of people to choose from.
Yeah, but the GOAT just hung it up. Like,
I know,
in college,
but a coach is never, unless you're going to like rebrand the game like Madden is Madden. Saban is going to be the game now.
I mean, I could actually see it, but no, it seems
Saban
like
36.
But even FIFA is now what, EA Sports Football Club or something, or EA Sports FC. Like, what is the new
EA
FIFA
Sports
game?
FC?
Yeah. So they're kind of. I think they want EA in these brands. I'm just thinking though, because to me, college football is actually about the coaches. Like the players are great, but they're transient. It's these CEO coaches that end up standing the test of time, that are there for like 15, 20 years, that you really like when you talk about college football, a lot of the conversations on a team by team basis start with the coaches, and then every year like players will kind of emerge from each squad. But yeah, I don't know. Scott Dice says I'd be okay with Saban on the cover of it. Hold the Mayo Corso Football 25. Yeah, go full Madden and just have Lee Corso on the cover. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Corso either. Craig Granger says Hester on the cover, Forever LSU. Herb Street on the cover.
If you have me on the cover, then, you you can't claim to be too gritty to be pretty and be on the cover of NCAA.
You could do you also can't claim to be too gritty to be pretty and be worried about 55-degree weather. But you could have a variant local
Easy
LSU
to say
cover.
when you're in an airplane with a cocktail.
Florida. Fair. But you could, I mean, Jake would definitely be a great candidate for like a local alternate cover. But the problem is there you're kind of doing battle with Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
At this point.
You could do like a Heisman thing, or like, okay, so NCAA 14 is the last one they had. You could do a combination of like maybe 10 guys, smaller, and like all the Heisman Trophy winners you missed, like from 2015.
That'd be
to
cool.
JD.
They ain't paying that money though.
Or you could do something like Jay Burwanger, the first Heisman Trophy winner. Daniel's the most recent Heisman Trophy winner.
The first ever Heisman winner was who?
Jay Burwanger.
Remember him?
Shout out Burwanger. Talk about last name.
Right?
When we get back, oh man,
Burwinger.
Remember Denard Robinson on the cover? Hell yeah.
That was the last one.
I agree. Put Coach O on the cover.
The most random was the guy from Boise State. Zabransky.
Yeah,
Jared.
Zabransky.
That should have been Glenn Dorsey.
Jared Zabransky.
I
Yeah,
think it was my senior year. Like the end of my, I think the next year. It should have been Glenn Dorsey.
When we get back, let's wrap up the show with the math band. What the?
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
My tongue got all fat.
You sound like Leon Phelps, the ladies' man.
Let's wrap up the show with a little
Yeah, that's Leon Phelps, the ladies' man. That's cool.
Why don't you go check out All Star Toyota? That's allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, folks. If you need somebody who can be there for you, want a little junk in the trunk, guess what? Get yourself a nice Toyota Sienna. Sienna. But look, what about the service center? Okay, you can go on the website right now and you can actually schedule service, or you can just walk in. But if you need a body shop, if you just need to get, like I said, basically a car checkup, you want to go to All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, and go check out the service center today, where they got a free professional estimates. They got a shuttle service right there. They got the rental cars if you need to get one for a couple of days. It's like a big fix, big accident. The lines of communication, they text you throughout, and you know, no big decisions are made without your thumbs up, your go ahead. Look, we don't have a deal where we have to get from All Star. I've got not one, but two murdered out minis because I love them over there on Airline. All Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing, and sheet metal.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah. Welcome back to OTB. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Off the bench. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Tilter, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. We didn't get this today, but if you're into LSU athletes, Amazon has a new documentary series for you. It's called The Money Game, and from summer of last year to summer of this year, I guess they've been filming, even though I feel like I didn't see Jaden with like cameras around him, Jake, or anything, but there's a new docuseries called The Money Game that's going to be coming out on Amazon, and it is it's all about Jaden Daniels, Livy Dunn, and Angel Reese. Flau'jae Johnson as well.
Yeah, I did see that, and I didn't notice any cameras like around Jaden or anything for like the Heisman ceremony, but LSU's team does such a great job. They could just be taking some footage from them and then putting it with their own whatever, footage that they got. So and that's a huge recruiting tool to be able to have that.
I agree. And then so they're getting paid for it. LSU's getting paid for it. And actually LSU even has like final editorial say, saying that they'll see a cut like 5 days before it's done.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Good advertising for your Tigers. Ask the Bench. Let's get into it. Are you seeing Dead and Company at the Sphere? I believe I am.
Oh, I sent you
insanity
on Instagram, I think yesterday.
What?
I sent you a Dead and Company.
Oh, I saw that. John Mayer just
my gosh.
jamming out.
Yeah.
Just shredding in his big puffy jacket.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Ask the Bench. What is a better fight? Thor versus Hulk or Vegeta versus Goku?
Since I only know Thor versus Hulk in Ragnarok, I'm going to go with that one.
I'm going to agree just off of the size.
Yeah, I mean, I love DBZ. Yeah, I guess I'll go Thor versus Hulk.
Guys, it's Vegeta versus Goku. Y'all crazy? No, I'm kidding. I don't know anything
no
about
idea
that.
what you're talking
about.
about.
I'll go ahead and go with you guys.
Is Taylor the Krillin of Off the Bench?
I don't know what Krillin is,
I don't know
but
what that
if the
means.
answer is yes, then he must be the most awesome character.
He is awesome. Hey, you know what? Krillin once cut off second form Frieza's tail with a Destructo Disc.
Yeah, I'll cut off somebody's tail. That's fine, yeah. Yeah.
Even though Krillin at other times, pretty much every fight, gets like every bone in his body broken and gets killed. But whatever.
But he comes back.
He does come back.
Got to shake back.
We
I'll
should
take
shave your head and put some funny dots on your forehead. Ask the Bench, how do you cook your glizzies? Pan fry, grill, boil? I'll do them all.
Yeah.
But my favorite way to eat a glizzy is cut it down the middle and kind of flatten it and fry it on a cast iron or on the grill.
Don't be too bougie. Put that son of a gun in the microwave if you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, I ain't scared.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll-
microwave a hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't care how it's prepped. Chili cheese dog, as long as it's got chili and cheese on it.
Hell yeah, dude. Ask the Bench. Were you aware that the eukaryotic cell was created in the lab spliced with animal DNA?
Duh, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench. What's your go-to Blizzard/Sonic Blast/McFlurry?
I always go with Oreo. I'm a cookies and cream
I have
person.
not gotten a...
Yeah, I don't get them.
If I'm getting
Yeah.
a shake, though, imagine this. Give me a classic vanilla milkshake. How about you give me RejuveMeMedical.com if you want to feel younger, better, faster, stronger. Krillin did marry a hot robot, Taylor, for whatever that's worth.
It's always been a dream of mine.
If you go to
Victoria's very
Rejuve Me,
pretty.
maybe you, too, can marry a hot robot. Who knows? Maybe Victoria's a fembot. Either way, you go to Rejuve Me, you get your labs drawn, and see where your body's deficient. And look, if you're having like mood, memory problems, facial aging, andropause, menopause, weight gain, you're not seeing the results like you used to from your workouts, these are all effects of untreated aging. At Rejuve Me Medical, they know how to fight said effects. So go to RejuveMeMedical.com right now. Understand how aging affects your body. They do. They're the experts. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's semaglutide, maybe it's not. What it is Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com. Ask the Bench, have you ever tried the mixed drinks at Sonic's with nerds? Wife loves them.
No, but I tried the Red Bull one yesterday and it had me jacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh, watch
I
out,
was-
Taylor.
yeah,
Dude, if they had a NOS one, we'd really be talking. We'd
All right.
really be talking.
Love y'all. See y'all later.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.